Gritty boxing. Who wanted the battle? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BBO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, they alright, but we a little rough. We're stepping for the title and facial rival. This ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Prize Fighter. You know what I'm saying? My partner Marky Dan, he not in today. We're gonna have BVO come up here. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to BVO, the homie, for letting us jump up here. You already know. We'll probably get the homie free up here. He probably pull up. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. We family. But did y'all, anybody out there, let's jump right into it, man. Did y'all, anybody see that Canelo and Jaime Munguia press conference? Me personally, I didn't watch hardly any of it. I did watch the face off though. I did want to see them face off, but Jaime Munguia, it seemed like every time Canelo got a fight, everybody want to play nice with this nigga, man. I'm tired of them playing nice with Canelo. You know, somebody got to get mean and disrespectful. You know, but he looked like Jaime Munguia looked like he was so appreciative and just so happy to be there. You know, he don't. I don't have any faith in him to win this fight at all. It looked like you had to see it. If you didn't see it, then it's hard for me to explain. But if you saw it and you watching it like how I was, that clip, because I didn't really watch the whole press conference. I just watched the face off. You feel me? And Jaime looked like he was shook, man. He looked like he didn't belong there. He looked really nervous, had a lot of nervous energy. And I just don't. I never had faith in him anyway. He got 160 fights, and you can't name two people off his list except for John Ryder. That's his notable. That's it. That's what y'all running with, John Ryder. Man, come on, make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. But you know, you guys love him. But I mean, this fight. Shout out to Solomon too. Yeah, he did. He did look ready though. Yeah. And you said, and Solomon said he might stop Jaime in 10. For real, I could see that too, dog. I ain't even gonna cap. Like I can see that. Like he looked like he wasn't ready, man. Looked like he don't belong. That's what I was saying earlier. And he okay, bro. He might trying to keep FaceTiming me, man. But yeah, he's okay. I'm gonna have to put my phone to sleep in a minute, man. I keep getting wild calls. But that made me forget what I was saying. No, John Ryder. He's a C fighter, dog. Like, come on, let's keep it a beam, dog. This nigga, he all right, man. You know what I'm saying? He said I used to want to see Spence and Canelo. Yeah, for real. That was the plan all along with for Earl to become undisputed and beat Terrence Crawford and jump on up there to middleweight and fight Canelo, but unfortunately he didn't. He had some setbacks and some injuries, and he lost a big fight. So that's out the door. You know what I mean? Spence duck Canelo. Oh, damn. If you say so. I don't know about that one, but you can have that one. But I don't know. Hopefully they got a good undercard. I'm actually gonna stream this fight. I'm not gonna buy this fight like I normally buy the other fights. You feel me? Like I normally buy the fights of Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, Devin Haney, Javante. Um, I buy T.O. because he's important. Whether y'all like him or not, he's an important player in the game. So, but a couple other guys I might buy Boots if he fought on pay-per-view. I cop Boots. You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez, but Canelo, the stuff he doing, he don't need no more money. So why should I buy his pay-per-view? So it's not happening. I will stream this. Or is it even on pay-per-view or is it on the zone? Or what we doing? It's on Amazon Prime or whatever. I don't care what it's on. I'm gonna stream it just because I can. So yeah, I don't want to see this fight. I thought he didn't fight Mexicans, but they said they say we didn't understand. The interview was in Spanish and he didn't say that. Now he didn't say that. No, I'm not no hater. I'm a boxing fan that's tired of Canelo shenanigans, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I used to rock with Canelo. Nigga started moving funny. You know what I mean? I don't rock with him no more. I used to rock with Keith Thurman. He got the belts, started moving funny. I don't rock with Keith Thurman. If Devin Haney started moving funny, I start cooking him. If Tank moving funny, people already saying he moving funny, I'll cook him too. And Shakur, anybody can get it with me, dog. So it ain't a hater thing. Like he do speak English, but clearly they were saying that he didn't say he didn't fight other Mexicans. He didn't mean it like that, or some interviews were saying that's irrelevant though. You know what I'm saying? The nigga duck Benavidez, bro. It's a clear duck. And you Canelo man fans, y'all don't want to accept it. Y'all think this is okay what he doing. You know what I mean? Y'all think this is okay. This is when something is demanding the way it is, it's you should go through it. Oscar would have rumbled him. Oscar would have been fought him. As soon as they say Oscar Ducky, he would have fought him. Juan Manuel Marquez would have fought him. Eric Morales would have fought him. Julio Cesar Chavez would have fought him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. That's your man. I don't care what BVO say. BVO. Whatever. I'll be a hater then. Tell me how I'm hating. Type in the chat how I'm hating. Because I said I don't like the way your man's is moving. He moving funny, man. And then they asked him about that Benavidez stuff. And he said none of that $5 million stuff that Benavidez was saying was true. He said that it wasn't true. Or he doubled back and he spun around and was like, not that I know of. Man, Canelo he's a goofy, man. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all Canelo fans can come in here and say what you want. And I'll run down a list of things of why I don't like y'all mans. You know what I'm saying? I used to rock with him. I used to buy his pay-per-views. I bought tons of his pay-per-views. But when he started ducking, bro, it's a wrap, bro. I don't got time for that, bro. Yeah, I always go for black guys. See, that's the thing. See here, do you want to go down this alley? Do you really want to go down this alley? Solomon, you want to go down this alley? I don't think you want to go down this alley. You know what I'm saying? I go for the black guys the same way the Mexicans root for the Mexicans. Didn't I say this on the show the other day, last night? You didn't catch the last show, so you go catch up. Go catch up, my boy. You feel me? It's okay for Mexicans to root for other Mexicans. It's okay for the Russians to root for the Russians. It's okay for the whoever UK. They can root for their countrymen. But when I prize fighter root for my countrymen, I just go for all the black guys. Now let's break that down. What in type 5 of the best American fighters? Type them and tell me what color they are. Is that am I tripping? Salute Bruce Gas. You know what I mean? He said I like Tank, but the black guy run. Man, get your ass up out of here, bro. What are you talking about? Tank is a knockout artist. Where he run to? You sound like so you sound like a hater. You feel me? You hating on me because I root for black fighters. Is that a crime? Because I bet you no Mexican is going to root for the black guy against his own countrymen, not them hardcore Mexican boxing fans. It's not happening. That doesn't mean he's racist or a hater. He's going for his guy. Is that wrong? And that's what's wrong with the country then. That's what's wrong with America. Straight like that. You can't even root for your brothers. Now, if it was 5 white boys from America that was in Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, um, Devin Haney, Javante Davis, if they was in them shoes, I would go for them white boys. I root for my countrymen. They just happen to be black. So get over it. Other black guys like Devin. Okay, well, since we on this racial conversation, you said Tank, not Tank, but other black guys like Devin Haney. Y'all call it running because half of y'all don't Mexicans don't have no footwork, and y'all don't know how to cut the ring off. And American fighters are most of them are very slippery and elusive. You know what I'm saying? They hit and not get hit. That's the name of the game. Go Google boxing. What's the definition? You know what I'm saying? The sport is to hit and not get hit, to outpoint your man, to knock your man out, whatever. So you gotta do that. You feel me? What is you like? You don't make no sense, dog. Like make it make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? They run. That's what y'all say. They run because y'all like that. Go in the middle of the ring, no skills, no head movement, no nothing. Just go in the middle of the ring and rock 'em, sock 'em, robot. That's what y'all like. Why don't you go down to Tijuana, go into one of them bars where they be having them fights at, and go in there and watch rock 'em, sock 'em? That's not prize fighting, dog. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It's some good some bangers out there. You feel me? It be. I ain't gonna act like it was some good rumbles. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth action, but there was skill involved. Like Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield, them brothers got skill. You know what I'm saying? Even though they was going rock and soccer, they was going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't like no kind of skill. Y'all like flat footed, come forward on a straight line Mexican fighters. How about that? And I like what I like. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know, I'm a criminal because I root for the American fighters. They just happen to be black. The best American fighters are black. Terrence Crawford is an African American man. Errol Spence is an African American man. Feel me? Devin Haney, Javante Davis, they're African American men. They're the best that the country has to offer. So, Solomon, get out of here with that. And who gave you a wrench? BBO just give anybody a damn wrench. I ain't never seen you before. I seen Bruce and them. I don't remember you. But shout out to you though. But, you know, so that shit crazy, man. It's cool when they do it, but when I do it, it's a problem. Man, make it make sense, man. You know what I'm saying? I like American style boxing. You know what I'm saying? Tank ain't ducking, man. Like you just up here, you chatting right now. That's why you in the chat. You chatting right now. You know what I'm saying? He not even in the weight class with them. So you know, T.O. I would like to see actually. I'd like to see T.O. fight and Devin fight next after Devin dismantles Ryan Garcia. Um, I'd like to see that to be the next fight. I hope Devin he is contemplating welterweight. I think he should stay at 40, but if you can't make it, you can't make it. And like the homie Crown Jewel, pardon me. My bad, I got another phone call. The homie Crown Jewel, like gave like a serious lesson. Wasn't Crown Jewel? I hope I'm saying, I don't want to give credit, but I believe it was the brother Crown was breaking it down, like gave you a whole like crazy lesson on weight draining and how it affects your brain and whatnot. So go find that episode with the homie Crown Jewel. He'll explain it to you better than me. I ain't gonna go step in that lane. Man, how much you want to bet, Solomon? You just trolling now. How about you want to bet, dog? Please tell me how much you want to bet. Ryan gonna beat Devin, man? Come on, man. You know that. You don't believe that yourself, dog. Yeah. I was gonna step into that next though. Yeah, Keith Thurman, man. It's over for Keith. Nobody wants to see him. Champ side, shout out to him. He tweeted Keith Thurman would be a good fight for Earl Spence, and Earl actually responded back to him and said, "Nah." He still don't want to give Keith, like, I think it would be good for both of them, but he only, man, who got a stack? You got a stack on what? Easy route talking about he got a stack on Dev. He don't got no stack on Ryan. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Keith Thurman, he got a bicep injury. The fight's not happening. Old boy Tim Tszyu is now, or I'm sorry, Fondor is stepping in now. The big 6'6" kid or whatever. He gonna get washed, but he's stepping in there. Now the belt. Now there's, I believe, 2 belts on the line. I believe this is a 2-belt unification fight. So, Tim Tszyu is more than likely going to walk away with 2 belts. But right after that, he has like 5 days or something, a week or maybe, to negotiate with Terrence Crawford. So Tim Tszyu is going to be coming off that 54-pound, being the number 1 junior middleweight. That's going to come to an end if he negotiates with Terrence Crawford, because that boy ain't got nothing for Terrence Crawford. I promise you that. But I want to see Terrence Crawford go for undisputed at 54. Why not? They stripped Mel naked, boy. They stripped him. You know what I'm saying? They let Canelo keep his belts and do all that. But they stripped Mel down, but it's all good. He been there, done that. Them sanctioning bodies is just taking money from these guys, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not even really like that. These sanctioning bodies, they're a joke. Most of them, IBF is, they're probably the best ones, but the WBO, they run what Bob orders. And, the WBC, we blow on Canelo. So, and the WBA, they're savage. They just got 52 belts in one division. You know what I'm saying? So the IBF is pretty much, they got that weight clause or whatnot. So, they're looking like they're the best sanctioning bodies. If I got to pick one of them. What up, BVO? What's good? Pardon me. So I guess I'm gonna watch the fight. Tim Tszyu and what the hell is his name? Sebastian Fondor or something. I know Fondor. I forget his first name because I don't have any faith in him. He's just a walking knockout to me. But he just got brutally slept, and I believe it was his last fight, and now he's in it for his very next fight. He's in there for unification. Well, I tell you, boy, man, I tell you, yeah, WBO, they lame, bro. They are, but it is what it is. My phone kept going crazy, man. My bad. But I guess I'm gonna watch the fight, see what happens. It's dry fighter. He's okay. He not trash. I watches him. He put on some good performances against Tony Harris. So we got to see. I expect him to get Fondora up out of there. Um, I don't see how Fondora can stand in there with Tim Zoo. Um, so I feel like he going it's just a matter of time. Is it enough time? Hopefully the kid's in shape. Some kind of boxing shape. He ain't got that long. When is that fight? Damn, when is that fight? But he got a short camp. I'm guessing, unless he's one of them dudes that stays in there. But is he mentally prepared? I mean, he just got brutally like knocked out bad. So is he ready for this stage? Against a guy like Zoo, who's like well prepared. He's ready to go. Tim Zoo's ready to go. So nah, Tim might get knocked out by Bud. Yeah, I can see Bud stopping him, or at least boxing his head off for 12 rounds. But yeah, I can see Terrence Crawford absolutely smoking that dude. I don't give Tim Zoo any chance against Terrence Crawford, but a puncher's chance, like every other fight. I don't think that I don't think that he's ready for a guy like Terrence Crawford, and I don't think he's ready. That's just me personally. But some of y'all might think differently. I don't know. Y'all be tripping sometimes. Y'all mess around and say that he going there and knock Terrence Crawford out. It ain't happening. Skills pay the bills. And Terrence Crawford got all the skills in the world. You know what I'm saying? He proved that. He displayed that. He displayed it many, many times. And, I never betted against him. You know, if people try to say, "Oh, he don't fight nobody," "Oh, Earl did all the bulk lifting," okay, all right. Well, let's say he did. Now times has changed. Now Terrence Crawford's in the driver's seat. Now he got to drive the car, and I think that he's looking for big fights. He's not looking for Jerron in his fight. Well, I think that's a big fight, but not he doesn't. And the public is not demanding it. You know what I'm saying? Most of them people are Earl Spence fans, just pissed off still, and they want him to go in there. And as soon as he smoked Jerron, then they'll say something else. So, Bud's just not a likable dude, really. A lot of people don't like Terrence Crawford. I mean, I he's starting to come, warm up to me, but I didn't really care for him like how he is, but in the ring, I separate the two. You know what I'm saying? I know what he is in the ring. Outside the ring, he's just questionable to me, but he's warming up. I'm warming up to him. You feel me? I rock with Bud, you know what I'm saying? I just wasn't digging some of the things he was saying, some of the moves he was making, going back with Top Rank. That was just, I guess I was just mad at him. You feel me? I was just pissed off because I wanted to see the fight then, not when it happened. That fight should have been happened. When Earl wasn't in accidents and surgeries and all that stuff and injured, just, whatever. That's when that fight should have happened. Earl stuck around for me. He stuck around at welterweight a little too long. You know what I'm saying? Puro, what up, though? Oh, yeah, he says spelled Jaime. Yeah, that nigga named Jamie, dog. Over here, we call that nigga Jamie. Feel me? We don't care about the spelling, how to spell that nigga name. That nigga is irrelevant. He's a nobody. He don't have no chance. Did you see that face off? Did you see it? Did you see how shook he looked? He playing with his clothes, trying to I'm like, this dude, get this dude out of here, man. I never liked that boy, man. That boy, they had he just not it for me. And he gets the Canelo fight, bro. How did he skip David Benavidez? Make that make sense. Somebody come up here and make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because you can't. You can't explain why he jumped David Benavidez, bro. Make it make sense. Us fans, we wasn't asking for no damn Jaime Munguia. Most of us don't even like that nigga. So why we want to see him fight Canelo? Canelo wants to pick all the cherries off the tree. He wants to fight people that is not supposed to be that he know he can beat, bro. Basically, he just want to fight niggas that he know he can beat. Anybody that possesses a challenge to Canelo, he go running and hide. He turns down so much money in his career just doing avoiding Andre, and I thought he could beat Andre, you know, but again, he didn't fight him. He could have fought him for undisputed at 60. He didn't do it. He ducked, and here he is again, duck sauce. He might as well go. He going right down to your local Chinese store and get a case of duck sauce. That's what that nigga is, man. Straight duck sauce, bro. Go look at Canelo Instagram and look how many cherries and ducks it is in there, and it's coming from all kinds of sorts of people. You know what I'm saying? He said Spencer's a nut. Yeah, that nigga named Jamie though, Solomon. Word up. That nigga named Jamie. Nobody think about no nigga named Jamie. Get out of here. Jaime, Jamie. That shit is Jamie in Spanish. In America, that nigga name is Jamie. I'm gonna start calling him Jamie. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know, can't none of y'all niggas without box record name anybody he beat except for John Ryder. John Ryder. Say it with me. John Ryder. That's the only nigga you know he fought. So I don't want to hear this dude. This dude, you know, I'm just aggravated about this fight, man. You know, he ain't never ducked no one. Okay, Solomon, if you say so. Clearly, you just started watching boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting. It's nasty work, man. Nasty work with Canelo out here doing. That's y'all, man. BVO. Even BVO got on Canelo, dog. That's how I know I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? BVO went and got on Canelo. Said this is the first time in his career, which is not, but okay, fine. Let's just say he ducking the biggest fight in boxing, bro. Don't you know the casual fans want to see this because they're hearing about this and they want to see it. The casuals, they'll show out for an event like this. Everybody gonna show up. You know, all the Hollywood stars that have been there. It would have been an event if they would have did it in like Dallas, Houston, you know, man, somewhere like that, bro. Come on, man. That fight would have been Vegas. You could have did it in Vegas, wherever. You know, West Coast, close to Mexico, so they can just come right on over. So the Mexican brothers can just shoot over the bridge, like what we say up here, to shoot over real quick. You know what I mean? That joint would have been lit, man. Y'all tripping. But y'all okay with this Canelo Jaime again. I ain't okay with it. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? And you got monkeys running around here with channels, running around here saying, explaining how this is okay. And their logic is crazy when you hear them. They like some of y'all are so easily to be influenced. A lot of the people on the internet are easily influenced. That's why they have influencers, people that don't really got no skills. They can just, you know what I'm saying? People just follow so many followers in the world. You know what I'm saying? And they can you get a monkey on a channel with a bunch of apes in the crowd listening to them. And here they are making them believe this is okay for what Canelo's doing. So, you know, he said Canelo said Jaime earned the fight based off of what? What has he done? I don't know what he did. What Mayweather say? I don't know who you fought. I don't know who you lost to. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who you fought. I don't know who you beat. What that nigga Floyd say when he was talking to Guerrero? You know what I mean? I don't know who he fought and I don't know who he beat. You know, I don't watch him. Like I watched him a couple times. He was getting pieced up, but you know, he can come through. But again, the level of competition that he's fighting, he's supposed to be winning them fights. You know? The man got 40 something. What is he? 46-0 or something crazy. Or like, but he don't got no notable wins on there. No real notable wins. You remember when HBO boxing was up there, they used to show you the notable wins? His shit would be John Ryder. That's his best win. Well, Mayweather's overrated, you know, whatever, cool. You know. If you feel like that, it's all an opinion. You can have an opinion. Jaime Munguia is overrated. Canelo is overrated. How about that? You know, because when Canelo got smoked by Floyd, they y'all made up excuses. Yo, he was green. He was just young, and the young boy's supposed to whoop the old man. Ain't that how they go? When Sugar Ray Leonard got his ass in there with terrible Terry Norris beat him up. So I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? It's only special fighters that can fight at them ages and still cook them young boys like B-Hop and Floyd. So, you say he overrated. Based off of what? But whatever. Canelo's a duck, period, dog. That's all that nigga do, man. That nigga duck tails. He ducked David, man. He blatantly ducked David. He don't fight Mexicans. And then in his next fight, and the boy ain't even fully blooded Mexican. He's mixed with me. He's part Mexican. Ecuadorian, ain't he? So he don't sound like Mexican to me, but whatever. The nigga ducked him. Canelo got his ass up there and said he don't fight Mexicans. Now he's fighting a Mexican. A shitty Mexican at that. He ain't good. He bugging. I don't know about that one. Shout out to the homie D Free, man. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to the brother D Free.
What's good? What's good?
Ain't nothing, man. Just up here cooking up Canelo's ass, man, for ducking. Did you watch any of that press conference? I just watched a little bit of it in the face-off. Did you see him and Jaime or Jamie? I meant.
You talking about Canelo and Jaime?
Yeah, Canelo and Jamie. Yeah.
Nah, I just saw some of the interviews. I didn't watch the press conference because I don't care about the fight. I just watched the interviews, and I the one thing that I saw was Canelo Alvarez said he needs 150 million to 200 million to fight David Benavidez. I was like,
no.
Okay, so basically you telling me you're ducking him. Because they're gonna worry ain't nobody giving 150, 200 million to fight David Benavidez.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I don't care to see nothing from Canelo Alvarez. Once you tell me something like that, yeah. Once you tell me something like that, that's like the same thing with Bud. I really don't care to see anything from Bud because you say you're willing to stay at 147 to fight Tank Davis, but you got Boots right there that want to fight you, and you ain't trying to fight him. But you'll fight a smaller guy at 147. You ain't trying to drop none of the belts, but you want to fight Earl at 147, knowing Earl can't make the weight no more. You want to fight Gervonta, knowing he's a smaller guy. He will be coming up 2 weight classes, but you don't want to fight the guy that's waiting to fight you at 147. So I don't care to see nothing from neither one of those guys.
That's crazy, Free. I care. The reason I'm gonna disagree with you now, Canelo, I can't wait till he's gone, so them other young boys can come and fight at 68 for them belts, so we can see some good fights. But Terrence Crawford, the reason I want to see him again because his last performance was so epic, and I know Earl wasn't the. And see, people might say, "Well, Prize, you up here making excuses." We all could see that Earl wasn't. Something looked off. Everybody can't. Why is everybody saying that if it's something didn't look off? Everybody is saying it. Even the Terrence Crawford hardcore fans like, yeah, something did look wrong with the boy. You know what I mean? So I want to see him go and assault somebody else next. I really want to see him punish Tim Tszyu or like Gerard Ennis is cool. Like you right. I can't even disagree with you with what you said. Your statement like Boots is right there and he's calling for you. You know what I'm saying? But Terrence Crawford business side is outweighing that. He's saying, yeah, because I know deep down Bud want to fight the boy, but it doesn't make any sense. Something can happen, a cut, anything can happen in the fight. So I just don't think Terrence Crawford wants to risk his status for a small payout. Because who ain't nobody giving Terrence Crawford $20 million for Gerard in this? Ain't nobody giving him $15 million. Not happening.
I mean, I don't think the Tim Tszyu was a big fight neither. Like,
yeah,
and you got to think about
right.
it. If Bud goes to fight Tim Tszyu, the only way he gets that fight with Tim Tszyu is one or two ways. Either Tim Tszyu accepts a voluntary fight with Bud Crawford, or he will have to become Tim Tszyu mandatory.
He
He
is.
be, if he becomes Tim Tszyu mandatory, that means
He is.
you get
He
the
is
smaller.
free.
Nah, he's not gonna do that.
No,
He's
he
not gonna.
already is. They already saying
No,
after the fight that
what
if
they
Tim
say,
Tszyu wins, he has 5 days or something to negotiate
yeah,
with Terrence Crawford.
they said he has 5 days to negotiate. Terrence Crawford is not going to take the daggone the
B
purse
side
split.
money.
Yeah, he's not going to take that purse split. You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't get 40. You wouldn't take the 45% that they was offering you for Earl, which is a much bigger fight. You're not going to take 30% or 25. I think it's either 30 or 35% to fight as the mandatory for the WBO to fight for a smaller bag.
Right.
You're not getting the same type of bag that you was getting to fight Earl Spence. So he's
But
not going to
maybe
take
he's
the.
just chasing undisputed for a third division. Maybe because this fight with Tim Tszyu and Fondor is for 2 belts now.
Yeah, it's for 2 belts. But the thing is, they forcing Tim Tszyu 5 days. 5 days. They don't have to. They don't have to take that fight.
Right.
They got the other belts at 154. They can say, well, you can have that. You can fight. Go find somebody else to fight for the WBO belt. For
You
the
think Tszyu would
WBO
drop the?
vacant
Do you
belt.
think he'll drop one of them belts to avoid Crawford?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he will, but he could. If he's
Mm-hmm.
saying, hold up, you giving me 5 days to negotiate? No, I just want to fight. I need some time to have my celebration or whatever.
Yeah.
And he could say, you know what? Well, you can have this WBO belt. I already got another one, and we got the WBA on this side as well, so I can fight for the WBA belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tim Tszyu, if he wins this fight, when he wins this fight, he's in a pretty good position to get a big fight in his very next fight, like a big payday, So, and I mean, maybe they will pay for that. But I agree with you on that though, because I said who gonna pay for Bud and Jerron, but who in the hell is gonna front the money for Zoo and but people saying go get some Australian money, but I don't think it's.
But the thing is, Tim Tszyu is not that big in Australia.
Mm.
Everybody believe he's that big, but he's really not that big. Like even his father wasn't that big in Australia.
Yeah, now
His
Zoo is
father,
more popular here.
yeah, his father was named. It was known, but he wasn't that big because if you look at all of his big fights, they was in America. They
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in Australia. Even when he fought Ricky Hatton, that was in Manchester. That wasn't in
Mm-hmm.
Australia. So even when he was the champion, he was fighting his big fights over here. He
Yep.
wasn't fighting them at home.
He fought Zab here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, people claim that's a big fight in Australia. I don't believe that's a big fight in Australia. Even like the Devin Haney fight, they quote unquote had 80 million in the stands or whatever. I mean, 80,000 in the stands or whatever they say they was. The reason why it took so long for them to redo that rematch is because the daggone government didn't want to put the money up again.
Yeah.
They didn't want to put the money up again because they ain't really get nothing back in the return.
Right.
Because they had to
The
pay out.
city
They
got
had
to
to
come
pay out.
clean up, and they got to
Yeah.
clean up and all that stuff. They didn't want to
But
pay all
they had to pay pretty much $13 million just to Devin Haney and Cambosa, not to mention everybody else that was on the card that had to get paid. That was just to Devin Haney and Cambosa. It had to be like almost $13 million. So, I mean, I don't know how big those fans are on the sport of boxing over there in Australia. So I just don't think. I think that's one of the reasons why. I mean, actually, I know that's the reason why. Because Tim Tszyu said he want to fight in America because that's where the money's at. He wasn't getting no money like that in Australia. That's why he said I don't want to fight in Australia no more. I want to go to America because that's where the money's at.
Right. Well, clearly the money's here, but I mean, I agree with you, Doug. I really can't. I really don't have a serious argument with that. Neither one of them are. They're not big fights. But I see. Then again, I feel like Terrence Crawford versus Jerron Ennis is a big fight, and I think that it would do well. But
Yeah, I think it'll do well as well. I think that fight would do somewhere between 300 to 500,000 pay-per-views, if
Yeah,
not more, if not
yeah,
more. But I believe, but around that, and that's a good pay-per-view for those two guys who are not major draws. Now, Terrence Crawford is a bigger name, but he's not a major draw.
right.
And Jerron Bruce Ennis, his name is not big enough yet to become a major draw. So, I mean, I think that's good for those two guys. Somewhere between 300 and 500,000, like I said, if not more, because it might be more than that. But
And what you just said is why the fight not going. That's one of another reason why the fight gonna happen, because even though Terrence Crawford just won a big fight against Earl, he's still not that like he should be, and Jerron is just too new for for him to be at that status. So
I
that's
mean, yeah,
another reason why the fight not gonna happen.
you know what? Outside of Earl Spence, you know what his biggest payday was. It was the Sean Porter fight. That was his biggest payday, and that was $10 million. That was his biggest payday outside of Earl Spence, because we all know the what's his name, Glass Joe, Amir Khan. He only got $5 million for that fight.
Right.
The daggone Carol Brook, he got 3.5 for that fight.
Right.
Um, and the other guys, he was getting 3.5. He wasn't getting no big paydays like that. The two biggest paydays in his career was Sean Porter and Earl Spence.
Mm.
So I mean, him fighting Jerron Bruce Ennis, if he do somewhere between, like what I say, between 300 to
3 to
500,000 pay-per-view
5.
buys,
Yeah.
he'll be doing somewhere around Sean Porter numbers. He'll be getting somewhere around that payday, somewhere around $10 to $15 million for that fight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess he don't want to. I guess he's going to start his chapter at 54, his journey at 54. I mean, if he's not going to fight at welterweight, he needs to go ahead and let the belts go then, That'll make everybody calm down, but he's kind of don't want to let the belts go in case, this happens or that, you know what I mean? So, but that'll take some of the fans off of his back if he just say, you know what, I'm not at welterweight no more, dog. Here your belts back.
Yeah, and then again, I mean, if they do go ahead and make this fight with Tim Tszyu, if they do, that means he's going to be out the ring once again longer than over a year, because the last fight he had was July 29th. That fight with Tim Tszyu is probably going to be somewhere around the end of July, the beginning of August. So once again, he's been out the ring for a year. You getting up there in age. You like 36 years old, about to be 37. You fighting this guy that's 25, 26 years old. You keep playing around with them young guys, one of them young guys is going to put you to sleep. Yeah, I ain't saying Tim Tszyu going to beat him, but if you get caught by one of them young guys, they could very well put you to sleep. So I don't know if he wanna keep playing around like that. Like I said, he's getting older. So I don't know what happened to Pride. I think Pride just dropped off. I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, y'all out here praising your boy Canelo. This man Canelo is now have taken the title of the biggest duck in the sport of boxing history. This man, he didn't outdid AJ. AJ said he needed 50 million. This man said he needed 200 million to fight David Benavidez. That ain't the biggest duck. I don't know what is. That man has clearly outpriced himself. BBO, your boy out here ducking, man. You gotta get your boy.
I tell you what though, man, I really don't want to see Tim Tszyu fight Fundora, man.
I actually don't mind that fight. I actually think it might be a better fight than the Keith Thurman fight, because not only is Fundora a younger guy, and I think he's a little more active than Keith Thurman, but it's a short notice, so it's not like Tim Tszyu had a chance to train for him. He was training for Keith Thurman. Now you gotta get in the mode to fight somebody that's 6'6". So I mean, it's a
He
little
got
different.
knocked out so bad his last fight. I kind of wanted him to take it easy, man. I mean,
I think he still will beat Fandor, but I think I don't think it's as much of a easy win as I believe that the Keith Thurman fight is. Like I think Keith Thurman might. I think he probably would have stopped Keith Thurman within the first 5 rounds. I really think Keith Thurman is just he's over the hill. Keith Thurman, 35 years old, but with Fandor, he's like I said, he's more active than Keith Thurman. Yeah, his last fight he took a bad knockout, but prior to him getting knocked out, he was winning that fight with Brian Mendoza. So he just got caught with a shot, and I mean it happens. You could be winning a fight at one moment, and then all of a sudden you get caught with a big shot, and everything changes. So I don't think that him losing to Brian Mendoza is a telltale all to what's going to happen with Tim Tszyu, because like I said, he was winning against Brian Mendoza, and actually both of them pretty much was having a way with Brian Mendoza. It just Tim Tszyu was able to stop Brian Mendoza.
Yeah. Well, I still think that I don't know where pardon me. I don't know where Fandor is at mentally, because that was a brutal knockout, bro. Now that has to have some kind of effect on the fighter when you get.
I mean, it might. I mean, not all the time it does, but I mean, it does sometimes.
He might be savage where he don't care, like Mayorga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of times, those Mexican fighters, they don't care about getting knocked out. They get knocked out and get right back in the ring and fight somebody else.
So they be getting knocked out and sparring all the time too. So they probably used to it.
So it might have an effect, but it might not. We won't know until the fight. But I think it's a more competitive fight, because we all know that Fandor likes to fight on the inside. I don't know how well Tim Tszyu inside game is, but if Tim Tszyu is able to stay at mid range, I think he have a better chance of winning than he would on the inside, because I think Fandor's inside game is better than Tim Tszyu's inside game. And
you think so?
Yeah, I mean it's because that's what Fandor like to fight.
Yeah, he likes to be right there in the phone booth. He does.
Yeah, that's the only way he fights. He don't really fight mid range or long distance. You would think.
Could you imagine if he boxed and moved around and used his jab and footwork? And could you imagine?
If he was he might decide to go get this laser eye surgery after this fight, because he's going to get a decent payday. I mean, because that's the reason why he likes to fight on the inside. He can't see. And
Jesus Christ!
That man wears. Yeah, that man. If you look at that man's glasses, just pay attention to the prescription in the glasses. All you gotta do is, like, if you catch a glimpse from the side view, you can see how strong that prescription is in those glasses. Like that man is literally can't see at a distance. He can see up close. He can't see at a distance. I don't know if they call that farsighted or nearsighted. I don't. Yeah. I mean, I can see perfectly, so I never had to wear glasses. So I don't know how they call it. But yeah, that man, he can't see at a distance, so that's why he likes to fight up close.
That's crazy.
There's no reason why he should be fighting up close. He's taller than everybody at that weight class. He got a 11 to a 10-inch reach advantage over everybody at that weight class. There's no reason why he should be fighting in close.
Yeah, he's not a very bright fighter to me. He doesn't. His IQ is not that high when it comes to it. I didn't know about his eyesight issue, so he's just in there, just in the phone booth, just big as he is, man. He's 6'5" or something like. What is he? 6'5"?
6'5", 6'6".
So he's the size of damn heavyweight, height wise.
Yeah,
now, the kid's a twig, but.
As I say, he literally an inch or two shorter than Deontay Wilder.
Right. Literally. And he ain't that much shorter than Tyson Fury. So, I mean, for him to fight the way he does, I don't know if Tim Tszyu gonna want to play that game with him inside, though. Because he is kind of clever up close and personal, but if Tim Tszyu kind of stays on the outside a little bit and then catch him, that's how he can do it. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Tim Tszyu,
I
he's
like that.
pretty crafty.
I like that Elijah Garcia fight on that undercard. So that was the other person I was thinking about. I was like, it was another one that was on that undercard that I was excited to see, and that's the Elijah Garcia.
Okay.
That man, yeah, he nice. He's a nice
I
prospect.
I haven't checked him out. I think I seen some of his. I think I might have seen some training or some pad work on YouTube or something.
That boy, nice. Like he's one of those prospects that's coming up that has some promise for the sport of boxing in the future because
And
he's one of those.
what weight does he fight at, D?
I think Elijah Garcia is either at 140 or he might be at 47.
47. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's either 140 or 147. I can't remember.
Well,
But yeah, he definitely one of those ones that you got to keep an eye out because he's in that talk with like the shoe, the Tiger Johnson,
okay.
the Dula Mason and the Xander. He's in that talk. Like the Bam Bam Rodriguez, those young guys that's coming up, that's the future for the sport of boxing. He's in that talk with those guys.
Right.
That boy's nice.
I'll check him out. Yeah, I like the young bulls that's coming up. That's gonna be the players in a couple of years when the Javantes and the Devin will be there for a while, but I'm excited for the Abdullah Masons and the Shoes and the Keyshons. I'm excited for them young boys, man. I think them young boys they all nice in their own way. Some do stuff better than the others. Some, might not. But you know what? I'm rocking with them hard, man, because they look really promising. Tiger Johnson and he look Canelo Moulton. I rock with him heavy too. They look very, very promising. Canelo Moulton's ready right now for a C level, maybe C plus, almost a B fighter. He's ready right now. He's gifted. Has he ever? He seemed like he's the type of nigga that didn't even go to school or nothing. He just can't. He just box. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I'm excited for him. Yeah. I'm excited for him.
He's one of those ones that like to bang it out. Like he ain't got no problem mixing it up on the inside.
Right.
Especially if he know you can't mess with him on the inside, he'll walk you down. Like he have a little bit of Tank Davis in him, but he's not the same level of a Tank Davis. Even at that stage of Tank Davis' career, it ain't the same level because Tank Davis' power was so dominant.
It's God gifted power. He has God gifted power.
Yeah, even at that level, you knew that Tank Davis was a little different than everybody else.
Right. Yeah, but Cremel's I really, really like him. If y'all don't know who me and Free talking about, his name's Cremel Moulton from Mayweather Promotions. You got to go check him out, man. He's a really, really gifted amateur, man. Got a really good amateur background, and I think he ready to beat some of these boys up right now.
Yeah, Mayweather got another young guy that's coming up. Another little young light-skinned dude, kind of short.
Yeah, I seen him. I seen him too.
Yeah, but now I think he might be more of a Tank Davis. Like he look like a power puncher.
Yeah. The way he was hitting the mitt. I think he was hitting the mitts or something.
Yeah, he looked like he's more of a power puncher.
I forgot his name too. Damn.
Yeah, I can't remember his name neither. I gotta see him in the ring though. But I saw him work out a few times. That's like the second or third time I seen him working out. He looked like he might be all right. I just got to see him in the ring. I haven't seen him in the ring yet.
I know you're talking about. He got braids and everything, right?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Because I thought that nigga was Tank at first. I was like, damn, that nigga Tank looks small. That ain't Tank. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's another one that he got coming. I don't know if Wilder retired. I mean, me personally, I would tell him go ahead and retire. There's nothing else you need to prove in the sport of boxing.
Unless it's the Joshua fight, I still want to see it.
Nah, I mean, if he want to get in there, that's his choice. But at this point, I think I don't think he's ready. I mean, I don't think he got nothing for Joshua anymore. At the time, at the height of their career, it was a good fight. Now, you could tell Wilder is past his prime. He looks like those heavyweights that need to retire. When they get to the end of their career, they just in it for the money. Now Wilder, he's not in it for the money because if he was, he'd be jumping in there with anybody. Wilder, he just clearly he wanted to get the big fights, but like I said, they avoided him once again, and now they might be trying to get the fight because they saw how bad he looked. But I think he needed to go ahead and hang it up.
You talking about that Joshua?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, Eddie probably seen that, and he probably is licking his chops like, and he knows Wilder still wants to fight just as bad as anybody else. Wilder wants that fight still, bro. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them two get it on, or I wouldn't be surprised to see Wilder and Ngannou next. It looked like Ngannou don't care. He got knocked out.
but see, my whole thing is I don't want to see the fight. Like if Joshua go in there and he knocked out Wilder. Now and Wilder at 39 years old in his career. 39 years old. He go out there and knock out Wilder. Everybody gonna be like, I told you Joshua was better than
Yeah,
Wilder.
I
No,
feel you. Yeah,
Joshua waited till Wilder got old and he looked slow. He doesn't have the reflexes and none of that. That's when he decided to fight him. He didn't fight him when Wilder was young in the game and still out here knocking everybody out. So that's the reason why, because I know you're gonna have these goofballs go out here and act like Joshua did something that nobody else did, and Wilder was still at the top of his game. No, Wilder
yeah,
way past his prime.
way past it. Yeah, clearly his reflexes wasn't there. I was watching some highlights of that Joseph Parker fight, and because I haven't watched the fight in its entirety again, but when I was watching them highlights, I was like, "Damn, boy, I couldn't."
Yeah,
I was sitting there at the TV waiting for it to happen, and it didn't happen. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It
I
didn't
could tell
happen.
when I saw Wilder get caught in the corner, and I saw him throwing those little like rabbit type punches. I was like,
Yeah,
he done. He's done. Wilder never threw punches like that
I
before. I'm
mean, he
like,
was
no,
swinging crazy, like.
he's done. Yeah, Wilder don't have it no more. I'm
Mm-mm.
like, he clearly don't have it no more.
It was fun while it lasted, though. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Deontay Wilder's Bomb Squad for life, prize fighter all day.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody at some point their career is going to be
Yeah,
over.
it's over.
I mean, we seen Floyd Mayweather. He went through his career, and at some point it was time for him to hang it up.
Yeah,
Same thing with Manny Pacquiao. Same thing with Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, all those guys. At some point, it's going to be time for them to hang it up, and
yeah.
I think
Lennox
Wilder's
was
at that
smart.
point right now.
Lennox was probably one of the smartest ones with that because he knew that in that Calypso fight, how Vitali was putting some shit on him, but he was hitting.
So
People wanted to make it like Vitali was dog walking him. Lennox was cracking him too, dog.
yeah, no, Lennox was cracking him. It
Lennox,
just you
yeah,
could
I
see
thought,
that. You
yeah,
could see that if it wasn't for that cut, Lennox was not winning that fight.
no.
That fight was clearly Vitali. Yeah, but was it
Vitali, it was
Vitali or
Vitali. It was Vitali
yeah?
Klitschko,
It
yeah.
was it was clearly his fight to win. Like Lennox was, like I said, if he wouldn't have got that cut, Lennox was losing that fight. I mean, there's
And
no doubt
remember,
in my
Free,
mind Lennox was losing that fight.
he was down, pardon me. He was down on all of the scorecards, all three of them. Pardon me. He was down on all three of the scorecards, but Klitschko had two nasty cuts on one eye.
Yeah, as I said, if it wasn't for that cut, and I mean, I give it to Lennox Lewis. There was a punch that caused that cut,
Yeah, it
so
was.
I give it to him. But if it wasn't for that cut, it was over for Lennox.
And
He would
Klitschko
he would have.
shit was split too. I was surprised they let that go on. The fight was so
Mm,
good, you know what I'm saying, that for the long as it lasted. And then, Lennox was talking here. I like the way Lennox got up there and talked shit at the end. And I'll eat another
yeah,
Klitschko for
but
lunch or whatever. And Lennox knew, you know what? I ain't got that like that no more.
yeah, he knew he ain't having no more because when Vitali said, "Yeah, I want a rematch," that man was like, "They were like, are you gonna rematch?" He was like, "Nah, I'm gonna retire.
Yep.
I'm
And he
done."
did, and he never fought again.
He knew damn well it was over for me. If he would have got
Klitschko,
back in the ring, it was going to end badly.
Klitschko retired that nigga basically. He said he knew right then and there that, you know what, I ain't got nothing for these young boys. I'm letting them have it. But a prime Lennox Lewis destroys both of them. Vitaly Klitschko was a really, really good fighter, but he just was so like a patriot for his country. You know, it kind of like altered his. And he had an injury or two here, but he could have been all right. But he was mostly, he's like a super hardcore patriot for his country. So he was over there being a politician and stuff, you know.
He was the one that was. I mean, he was the older brother, so he was the one that was. He was the one that was getting all the revenge for his brother. Like when Corey
Sanders knocked him out,
he knocked him out. He was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna beat my little brother like that. Let's get in the ring." He stopped that man, I think, in like 5 or 6 rounds.
Yeah, and he punished Corey Sanders. I like Corey Sanders.
Beat him with my little brother like that.
I was rooting for Corey Sanders in that fight. I actually was young back then. I think I won, like, at the time, it was a lot of money to me for a bet. I think I won like $100 from some guys. I'm like, nah, I'm going with the white boy. You know what I mean? I was like, I think he gonna beat this big Drago looking dude. And they thought I was crazy. And I just seen something. I ain't never seen him fight but one other time. But he got in there with Vitaly or Vitaly Klitschko, whatever you want to call the nigga. Vitaly punished that nigga, bro, for that. Because he dropped Vladimir like 5 times in that joint.
Yeah, like Vladimir, he didn't have the technical skills that Vitaly had. Vitaly was more technical. Vladimir knew how to use his range. He knew how to use that jab. And
when he got with Manny, when he got with Manny, he started learning how to fight tall.
Yeah, so I mean, but I mean, like I said, all these guys, like, if it was like if AJ and Wilder was fighting and it was like Roy Jones and Antonio Tarver, I wouldn't mind it because you didn't know that Roy was on a decline because he had just got finished beating Rodriguez.
Ruiz.
Louise. Yeah, he just got finished beating him at heavyweight. Yeah, so you didn't know that Roy was on a decline. So you didn't think Roy was gonna go in there and get knocked out. You thought it was gonna be a good fight, and they fought to a draw the first time, and you thought it was going to be a good fight. You thought, okay, Roy might get out on him. They fought to a draw the first time. Roy might figure out what he did wrong and go ahead and get him out of there. And then he got caught. And that was it. So if it was something like that, I wouldn't mind it. But we all know that, like I said, you can see that Wilder is past it. He's done. I mean, I don't expect Wilder to win. Like, if they was to announce that fight, I would be picking AJ because Wilder looked like he's done. And I like Wilder, but I will be picking AJ because I think Wilder is done. Now, he could prove me wrong. He very well could prove me wrong.
He might catch AJ coming in, but I don't know. AJ looked a little sharper than Wilder at this juncture of his career. Like, AJ, I know he fought a Ngannou, but even before that, who would he fight? Jermaine or
Jermaine?
What was the kid's name?
I know you're talking about
Jermaine Franklin.
Yeah, Jermaine Franklin.
Yeah, he was kind of sharp in that fight. He looked decent. You know what I mean? He didn't look as robotic. You know what I'm saying? But when he was in there with a novice, he looked like he didn't. There were no signs of him being a robot in that. But you know, he can't. Then people want to jump. See, they jump on this bandwagon. They jump off. Now everybody's back on AJ bandwagon, right? Yeah. But now they're calling him, oh, he's the best heavyweight in the world. Da, da, da. But how when he lost 2 times to Usyk? And I watch a third Usyk fight. If Usyk go in there and beat Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury don't want to fight, and he take a Joshua fight, I'd watch a third one. I would be curious to see if AJ gonna be a little bit more confident, because he might got his confidence back. And a confident AJ, he's decent.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that AJ is the best heavyweight in the sport of boxing. I say he looks like the best heavyweight in the sport of boxing. That's when I saw that fight with Otto Wallin, and I saw that fight with Francis Ngannou, I said, okay, those 2 performances, he looks like the best heavyweight in the sport of boxing. Now, I'm not saying that he is. He just looks like he is. Because if you look at Usyk last fight, and you look at Tyson Fury last fight, which was against Francis Ngannou, Usyk was against Daniel Dubois, They both look bad in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Usyk not so much, but he did get hit with a nice body
And he
shot
got
that he
knocked
should have been
out.
stopped. That he should have been stopped.
Or
What?
at least if he didn't been stopped, he should have got up. It should have been a knockdown. And
Yeah.
if he got back up, I think Dubois could have possibly got him out of there because that was a savage body shot. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And Usyk doesn't look like he takes those well. But I don't see Tyson Fury going to the body a lot. I see Tyson Fury just being too big, laying on him. You know, I just see Fury just being too much, too big for him. But if he goes in there and beats Tyson Fury, man, shit, man,
Now I
you
think
could
I
damn
think
near put Usyk in the top 3
I
pound for
I
pound,
think
bro.
now I think he can go in there and outbox Tyson Fury. I think he
I
can
don't know.
outbox Tyson Fury. I don't think he's going to stand there and just let Tyson Fury lay on him. I think he's going to do too much moving for Tyson Fury to be able to just lay on him.
His tank
So
ain't been looking all that in his last couple joints either. Usyk's.
yeah,
He got tired in there with Joshua.
yeah, but I think because Joshua was going to his body though, that's the
Yeah.
reason. Joshua was investing in that body, which made Usyk tired because I think that first fight Joshua was like, hold up, this dude moved around the whole ring and just clearly outboxed me. And I
Mm-hmm.
think when he got in there with Robert Garcia was like, hold up, you gotta touch that body something. That body is you gotta slow him down. And I think that paid dividend in that fight. So he didn't move as much in the later part of that fight because AJ was hitting that body. But like I said,
Yeah.
and he still got beat, but
Mm-hmm.
it didn't look as bad as it did the first fight because
He
the first
almost
fight,
got knocked out. And he was catching AJ with some good shots, man.
that
I
first
was
fight,
shocked at
AJ
that.
got beat up. He got beat up in that first
Yeah,
fight.
I was pulling for AJ in that fight. I was just like, man, I hope he beat this Ukraine war, man. And AJ didn't go, he ain't go in there and got smoked. And I was like, all right, I like Usyk now. You know what I mean? Then he rematched him. I said, damn, and he rematching him. I said, this guy's a savage. And then
Yeah.
he whooped him again. And then I was like, all right, I like the guy, man. The
Well,
guy's
I
good.
mean, he had a rematch because AJ had that in his
Yeah,
contract.
of course. You always gonna get a
So
rematch with AJ, but I seen him win undisputed, but you know, at cruiser, but I didn't think those guys were, you know, all of that. I was like, all right, yeah, he cool. He got undisputed. They just, you know, so that's cool. That's what's up. Shout out to him. You know, I watched a couple of his fights. I was like, yeah, he cool. You know what I mean? I ain't think nothing special. You know what I'm saying? And then he went and did what he did, and he campaigned in that heavyweight. I'm impressed. You know, I got him on my pound for pound list. And I don't usually put heavyweights up there, but since he moved up from cruiser, I'm gonna throw him on my list. I don't know where I'd have him at, but out of 10 fighters, he's definitely one of the 10 best fighters in the world, bro. No doubt about it.
oh yeah, you could say he's one of the 10 best fighters in the world. I wouldn't put him on pound for pound
That's cool.
because he is
A
heavyweight.
heavyweight.
Now when he was at cruiserweight, he was on my pound for pound. He was on that when he was
The
at
only
cruiserweight.
reason I'm usually with that criteria when we was young, uh when we were younger, I didn't really like putting Mike Tyson and Riddick Bowe because I would have all heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
pound for
because
pound list, me,
those was a lot of the times those was the best fighters. You had a
right?
few smaller fighters like Roy
Sweet
Jones and
Pea,
Floyd and
Sweet
Sweet Pea.
Pea,
Yeah, you had a few of them, but it wasn't a lot of
Oscar.
them.
Yeah, it was some guys, you know, but it wasn't a lot of them, like you said. So I was like, nah, I don't want to put them on there. I want to put these guys on here. You know what I mean? They moving up and down in weight. If this guy's better than if this guy is the same size as this guy, then I would think Roy would win, or I would think Meldrick, or whatever I was saying at the time. You know what I mean? That's pretty much. I never really put heavyweights unless they come from like, because it'd be like Roy did. It'd be hard for him to come from like he going what middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, then the heavy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Height and so Roy Jones at the time, WBA world champion, heavyweight champion. How are you not gonna have him on the pound for pound list? So I'm gonna be fair to Usyk since and I know he didn't do as many divisions as Royce, but he still started at a smaller division and moved up, and he's in an undisputed title fight. And he's wins. It's gonna hard not to put him top 3. You know how old media gonna put him up there. Now he's 2 division undisputed. You know what I'm saying? So this is a
Uh,
big opportunity for Usyk.
Solomon asked a while ago what happened to Mel. I don't know what's going on with Mel.
Jamel
I haven't.
Charlo? Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing about Jamel. I know he lost all his belts,
They
but
stripped him
well,
naked.
the WBC put him in recess. Um, but
Stripped him.
and see that's the thing. That's another reason why I really don't think that Tim Tszyu and Tim Tszyu and Bud Crawford fight gonna happen. Because if you remember, they they wasn't recognizing Frandora as for the the fight for the WBC vacant.
Okay.
They wasn't because they said Jamel was still their champion. He
Mm.
said Jamel is still the WBC champion, but Jamel is in recess. But you strip Jamel, and he's no longer your champion. But you're not going to recognize that WBC belt is vacant because you believe that he's still a champion, but he's not your champion. You stripped him. Why the WBC couldn't put him in recess? You completely stripped him. They put him in recess, which means that you're temporarily suspended. That's what being put in recess is. You temporarily suspended as the champion until you come back and fight for that championship again. You're suspended as the
Yeah.
champion. So
Yeah,
if
they
you
stripped Mel naked, man. They did him greasy, man. I don't like the way they did Jamel Charlo. He went up 2 weight classes and tried to challenge himself, and he went up there and got paid. And there's no need to strip the guy,
now
but
I understand the WBO. I understand the WBO because Tim Tszyu was right there ready to make that fight, and he decided to
mhm,
go up and fight
yeah,
Canelo. Tim Tszyu was called as the mandatory. Nobody else had called a mandatory. So after he fought the Canelo fight, I believe they should have said, okay, this is your mandatory. You have a certain amount of time to negotiate a fight with him, or we're gonna strip you. They didn't give him that option.
nope.
Like
As
the
soon as the bell
WBO
rung,
did.
the belts was gone.
Yeah, the WBO gave him that option. They said Tim Tszyu is your mandatory, and he chose to go fight Canelo. So they said, okay, well, we're gonna strip you because you want to go fight Canelo at a higher weight class. We got a mandatory that's right here ready to fight. He's already had to fight a couple of fill-in fights because you was going for undisputed, and so he fought some wait around fights. Now you don't have no fight lined up. Let's get it on. And he chose to go fight Canelo. So I agree with the stripping of that. But the other ones, you didn't name no mandatory. Why you didn't give that man a
Yeah.
mandatory and give him an opportunity to make those fights? You just stripped him just because you wanted to strip him.
Mm-hmm. That did them greasy, man. That shows you that uh, boxing is the wild, wild west. That it needs an umbrella. I was like Andre Ward was talking about Boxers Union, and he would try to. I hope people gonna back him up. What Andre might try to do, that would be good for him to be like the president or the business manager, like if it's and try to come up with some kind of union and try to protect these guys from these savages, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys is not getting paid what they should be getting paid. Some of these guys go home to nothing, and it's bad. It needs to be the judging. I keep saying it over and over again. The system has to change. It has to change so we can evolve the sport. It's not 1900 anymore. It's 2024. These guys are way more bigger, stronger, faster, athletic is everything in sports, period. Like,
Yeah,
because
I
now
guess
it's
they're gonna.
normal in AAU basketball for a 6'4", 12-year-old to be windmilling and jumping from the free throw line. It's crazy.
Yeah,
So that would have never happened when me and you was in high school and middle school. For real, it was only 1 or 2 niggas in the whole school and maybe 5 in the whole district dunking. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a lot of niggas punching like that. It was, but it wasn't. You know what I'm
yeah. I mean,
saying?
they knew how to dunk. They just wasn't doing it in the games like that.
Yeah. Now you got an 11-year-old can go out and make a one-hand catch on the sideline and drag 2 feet, bro. Like he ain't supposed to know how to do that. To be that like, but they got control of all the equipment and the training is different because it's evolved. So now these young boys can do it. Same thing with boxing. You know what I mean? Let it evolve, bro.
Yeah,
It's bad, man. We gotta sit back and watch fighters get jerked. We gotta watch fighters being able to duck. It shouldn't be like that, man. Because there's no way in hell the 49ers could have ducked Kansas City. There's no way around it. They was fighting for all the belts. They was fighting
Yeah.
for undisputed. Kansas City Chiefs against the San Francisco 49ers for undisputed. There
Yep.
was no
Because
ducking.
yeah, both of them was the champions. AFC champion versus the NFC champion. You gotta play for undisputed.
Right. The Denver Nuggets is two-time undisputed. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and so is the Chiefs is that matter. They two-time undisputed. Cause you know why? Can't nobody duck them niggas, bro.
Yeah.
And boxing should be the same way. We, the public, pay you guys mansions and Ferraris when we're not driving them. We pay y'all. We want Canelo ass in there with David Benavidez. If
Well,
it
I
was
mean,
NBA, if it was hockey, these niggas would have been rumbled.
and see that's the WBC fault, and that's the reason why I say these belts don't mean shit. That's why I keep telling y'all these
Man,
belts
if
don't.
Floyd
These
Mayweather
belts
wasn't
don't.
so selfish, if he wasn't so selfish, as soon as he retired, the first thing I would have did with all that money was be like Adam Silver. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather. Everybody's going to follow about what Mayweather got a voice. He has a platform. He could have been the savior. Floyd Mayweather could have started a boxing and call it, I don't know, WBL, World Boxing League. And now you just get involved, you know what I'm saying? The regions and different regions involved and have tournaments and fighters, man. We don't care what the WBC, we don't recognize that. All the money, all the umbrellas under here, you start a union. You don't think Floyd could have did that?
Nah, Floyd is like
He's too selfish.
he's like these other sanctioning bodies. He like getting money. He want to go where the money's at. So Floyd would have been just like one of these other sanctioning bodies. He'd have been out here for the
If
money.
I was that nigga Floyd Free, I would have said, you know what? It's got to change. These sanctioning by, I would have ran everybody to the ground because I'm Floyd Mayweather. I'm the best of this generation, and I have a voice, and I support him. I would have stayed with my people, supported my people. Then we would have backed him because a lot of niggas don't rock with him no more. And then we would have supported him, and he would say, well, this is what we gonna do. We gonna start in PBC and Al Heyman and all of that. Could have absolutely started some kind of league, but it's so wild, wild west. Niggas probably it might be too much of a headache to do that. But somebody got to try it.
I mean,
For that
Floyd.
damn Turkish, what's his name? How you say his name? That Turkish man? For his ass do it and be over there.
Yeah, I mean, see, the thing is, like Floyd said, the belts don't matter, but Floyd kept fighting for a belt. He
Two
kept
belts.
fighting for a belt.
He always
So
fought for two belts. The WBA and the WBC. He rarely had the WBO on the IBF. When you see Floyd with that, when he beat Zab, he took this IBF from him.
no, it was the it was
IBF.
the no, it was the WBO because he had three belts and Kell Brook had the IBF and they said won't you fight Kell Brook? He was like, in my mind, I'm already undisputed because when I started fighting, it was only three belts to be undisputed. I don't need to fight Kell Brook to be undisputed.
Yeah, I
Kel,
remember
Kel,
he said that.
yeah, Kell Brook had the IBF. That's how Earl Spence ended up getting the IBF from Kell Brook because Floyd never fought him.
But no, that was before Zab. When Zab had it, when he fought, he lost him. He lost him other one belt. He lost maybe one belt to Baltimore, maybe two, because Baltimore didn't pay all the sanctioning fees for all the belts, and Zab had the IBF left over. And then I think Floyd took the IBF, and Floyd had the WBO or maybe no belt, but I believe it was the IBF. I could be wrong. Look it up.
Yeah, I'll look it up. But I know at one time he had three belts, and
Yeah, he did.
Kell Brook
That
had the IBF.
Yeah, at one point he did. At one point, yes, that's a fact. I think after that, what's the boy he plucked? Victor
You talking about
Ortiz.
Victor
Was it around
Ortiz?
that time?
Oh no, I think it might have been after that because
After?
because it was towards the Kell Brook and no, it might have been around that time because no, I think it was after because Kell Brook and and uh Earl fought in 2017.
Okay, so
So
it
yeah,
definitely.
it had to be after. I mean, it had to be after that.
Okay, yeah. I remember Floyd did have three belts at one time. Yeah, but then Floyd, I mean, if Canelo made that undisputed shit in the 4-belt era popular. Nobody wasn't thinking about undisputed until Canelo was like, I want to become undisputed. You know what I'm saying? And he went and did it, and it's really popular now. And Devin, and because it was undisputed champs in the past, Jermaine, B Hop, them niggas was undisputed. But in the 4-belt era, Jesus Christ, we didn't need that 4th belt, man. We really didn't.
I mean, it would have been good because that's the one accolade that Floyd don't have on his resume is undisputed.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. It's only what
Yeah, well, I
50.
mean, a lot of people don't, but ain't none of them undefeated that don't have it.
Yeah, that's true too.
All the ones that retire undefeated, unless they was somebody that never fought for a championship. But I doubt if anybody
Floyd
went
felt like
undefeated.
he was bigger than the belts. He felt like, man, I'm the best fighter in the world. Period. Well, with belt or no belt, I can fight for
Yeah,
no
I mean,
belts. You still fighting the champ.
at that time, Floyd was
Yeah.
making stupid money. Like he didn't have
Mm-hmm.
to fight for a championship to get
Nope.
paid. Similar to Canelo Alvarez and Tank Davis, like they literally don't have to fight for a belt to get paid because people gonna come to see them fight. All you gotta do is just make a good fight. They gonna come see it, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like Floyd didn't have to fight for a belt because he was making good fights. None of his fights was trash fights.
Mm-mm.
Now you could say these guys didn't have a chance of beating Floyd, but it wasn't a trash fight.
Yeah. Andre had 3 belts too. So I mean, but that 4th belt. I mean, the WBO should have just been like a regional belt, or like a belt that you get to fight undisputed for the champ or something like that. It shouldn't have been the other sanctioning bodies, but they stick together. Mexicans don't they stuck together, so they pulled in another damn sanctioning body.
Yeah.
That Paco guy for the WBO. Paco got to get his part cut too from Mexico. Ain't he from Mexico too?
Who that?
The guy from WBO.
Oh yeah, Paco. Paco
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
Paco. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
Paco. That
yeah.
nigga, he gotta get his cut, and Suleiman and them like, yes, we recognize the WBO. You know what I mean? Here they come with their shit, and they
See,
just
but
stuck together.
the WBO always has something against the PBC is because of what Fox did. Fox said they wasn't going to recognize the WBO because the WBO never recognized none of PBC fighters in their ranking
Yeah,
system,
I remember that.
and
They was
and
gonna
so
go. Yeah, they was trying to
so
take the WBO out, bro.
yeah, so the WBO they always had something against the PBC. Like that's why a lot of times you always see top rank fighting for the WBO.
Right,
It's
because
because the
that's what
WBO,
Bob orders. They in
the,
Bob's back pocket. They've been for
yeah,
years.
they didn't like the PBC, and so we got to remember like the WBO came in existence because of Oscar De La Hoya when he fought Bernard Hopkins, I believe it was.
Yeah.
That's when the WBO became a major sanctioning body.
Yeah, because I was like, what is that brown belt that Bernard got? You know what I mean? I remember that
Yeah,
he had all them belts. I was like, damn, what's that brown thing? I was like, man.
yeah, they was always around, but they wasn't recognized as one of the
Yeah.
major sanctioning bodies
It was
until
just like
that
a little
Oscar.
regional belt, like a minor belt that you got. You right there now. You the WBO, so you
It's
know
like the
the
IBF right now. I
IBO.
mean the
The
IBO.
IBO.
Yeah, just like
Mm-hmm.
the IBO right now. The
They might as well hang
IBO.
it up. Nobody's gonna take a 5th belt, bro.
I don't know. The IBO might. I mean, if they play their cards right, they might could
Put one
take
of them
over
niggas
the
out.
W. Yeah, they could take over one of those
Yeah,
sanctioning body spots,
they just
like
might.
the WBO
Because when
or
Boots was fighting for that, I really wanted Boots to get that damn belt to see what was going to happen. And the IBO was riding with Boots, but it was that no contest with that headbutt shit.
But see,
That was for
the IBO need to get they need to do like the WBA did. The WBA came to Larry Holmes and said, "Well, since you dropped the WBC belt, we want to make you our champion." And they gave him the WBA, and that's what
mm-hmm.
the IBO need to do. They need to get with one of these popular top level fighters and say, "Hey,
PBC.
since you one of those top guys. We wanna make you our champion, so our belt can get recognized and you can get recognized as a champion.
It was
That's
barely any PBC niggas with a WBO, man.
the only ones that you see with a WBO is usually the ones that fought for undisputed.
Now,
Usually. Or they end up fighting a top ranked fighter and they took the belt from them. But usually they fought for undisputed. That's when you see
Shakur and all them. I mean, they'll find their way. I mean, of course, the WBO is clearly what Bob orders. They've been in Bob Arum's pocket for years.
Yeah, and just like the WBC, they deal with a lot of the Mexicans and the Spanish fight. Like they're gonna bend over backwards for those Mexican fighters. So
Facts.
I mean,
Free, that was right what you said, man. Canelo said he need $200 million.
Yeah, I told you that.
That is
He
wild.
said he needs 200 million to fight David Benavidez. He said between 150 to 200 million because he said, "Oh, y'all say that this is a big fight, so it should generate somewhere around 150 to 200 million. I need if y'all want to make the fight with David Benavidez, I need 200 million to fight David Benavidez." I was like, "What? You was a duck."
You know what he might have said? I want $1 billion.
Might as well say it.
That man is a duck. I've never meant duck so badly as I mean it right now.
Cooked
That
duck. He
man is
fried
a
duck.
duck. Like
he fried, no, he baked duck.
You can make an excuse why somebody didn't duck this person. There's no excuse that you can make for Canelo Alvarez. When you say 200 million in order to fight David Benavidez, you're clearly ducking that man because you know ain't nobody giving you 200. No, you had to crawl back to PBC to get the 35 million for Jaime McGear because nobody wanted to give you 35 million. You know ain't nobody giving you no
Canelo
200
was hunting
million.
for his 35 million, man. He needed his bag, bro. Canelo is that nigga get that sack, bro. I'm talking about he get that duffel bag money, man. You know what I'm talking about? Like that nigga Canelo, and he get to pick the ripest cherries off the tree. Could you imagine that? And don't care nobody think about you, dog. He don't care.
$200 million. He didn't make that with Floyd.
No, if I feel so bad for the other fighters that's going to be on that card because I am not watching that card. I hope
who
they
else
don't
is
put.
on the card?
I don't know. Y'all didn't look it up because I didn't care about the daggone fight because
Right.
this nigga ducked David Benavidez. I told y'all if he wasn't fighting David Benavidez or if he actually it ain't had to be nobody else. If he wasn't fighting David Benavidez, I wasn't watching him. I know he wasn't gonna fight David Morrell. David Morrell ain't big enough, and David Morrell is too skilled. He not getting.
Well, David Morrell's got a big fight with Andre coming up, don't he?
And I mean, that's what I said. I knew they wasn't going to make that fight because you're not going to give him David Morrell, but you wouldn't give him David Benavidez. You're not going to do that. So I knew that wasn't going to happen.
And
but,
shout out to Demetrius Andre. If that fight go down, he's a savage, bro.
No, he will be. I mean, well, he's not going to be bigger than David Benavidez because he got stopped by David Benavidez. David Benavidez made that man quit. But if he go out there and beat David Morrell, it'll put him back on the map.
For sure.
I don't see that happening. But if he was able to do it, it'll put him back on the map.
Can he keep Morrell off of him?
No, he couldn't keep David Benavidez off of him.
Yeah,
and we know David Benavidez don't have the footwork that David Morrell got.
David Benavidez was big in there against Andre. I was like, damn. He couldn't keep that nigga off of him. You know, he was Boo Boo was swinging though, but he was like, hell no, I ain't finna get my motherfucking ass whooped. He got up out of there.
That man, he fought as long as he could, and I knew that's what was going to happen. I said it's gonna be a good fight for as long as it lasts. I didn't expect Boo Boo to win. Only person I know that expected Boo Boo to win is BBO, and I told BBO he was tripping when he thought that Boo Boo was going to win. I was like, dog, he is not winning that fight. He's not winning that fight. That man David Benavidez is he got his punch output is ridiculous, and you got to be able to get away or have something on your punch to slow him down. Boo Boo he was never known as a big puncher. Yeah, he was knocking people out at 54, but he wasn't knocking nobody out like that at 60.
Nah, he wasn't.
So I mean, I was like, nah, I don't expect Boo Boo to do anything with David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez is going to walk through Boo Boo, and that's exactly what he did. He walked through him. Walked
Yeah,
the
it's
man.
gonna be
Walked.
tough. Uh, David Benavidez would have been tough for anybody at super middleweight. But he's moved on, so I'm kind of annoyed about that because there's nobody in really.
Oh, well,
Well,
I'm not worried about it because Morrell said he's going to 175. He's going to fight. He said, you go to
Morrell announced that he
175.
gonna move up with him.
Yeah, he said, you go to 175, I'm going to 175. So after this fight, Morrell is going to 175 to fight David Benavidez. He's hunting that man down.
Oh, all right. Well, David Benavidez is sitting waiting for the undisputed fight, so Morrell gonna have to wait his turn.
I mean, I don't mind him if he got that fight next. If that fight is lined up next, I don't mind Morrell having to wait for after that fight because that's an undisputed fight that David Benavidez is in line for. So I don't mind him having to wait for that fight. Like that. That's what I said about the whole Canelo Alvarez fight. I said if David Benavidez gets the Canelo Alvarez fight, then I'm not calling David Benavidez no duck for not taking the Morrell fight. But if you're not getting the Canelo Alvarez fight, nigga, you need to fight that dude. That dude is right there at 168. He's another player at 168 that's asking for your motherfucking ass. That nigga said, I will knock this man out. That nigga been talking greasy and called you all types of names. He called you everything except for your government. And that
Yeah,
man,
well, he's not popular enough. It's probably not a good business move, and Al probably don't want to make that fight right now because he probably won't get no return. It's good
I,
for
I,
us, but
I can't even say he's not popular enough because that Boo Boo Andrade fight ain't do nothing. Everybody was like, "Oh, the Boo Boo Andrade is a big fight." No, they didn't even hit 40,000 pay-per-view buys.
yeah, David's
That's
not
what
a
it was
big.
like.
He's not a big star.
That's why I was telling them about like, dog, that's not a big fight. They were like, that is. I said, all right, y'all go ahead and say,
It's a big fight
yeah,
for us.
yeah, y'all know who Boo Boo Andrade is. The casuals don't know him. That man ain't fought nobody.
Right.
That man was fighting people over there in Europe. He was on DAZN. Most of the American American casuals don't have DAZN. Most of them don't have DAZN. So they don't know who Boo Boo Andrade is. Y'all know who Boo Boo Andrade is. The people that's on YouTube that follow these boxing channels on a regular basis, we know who Boo Boo Andrade is.
Yeah, that's what I said. So to us, it's a big fight. So when people say it's a big fight, I'm talking about the community. I can
Yeah,
care
that's what
less
I'm
what these
saying.
other people. I'm talking about people that's like me and you and BVO. I'm not talking about no damn casual fans. When I say this is a big fight, and nobody, and I'll be like, well, they'll be like, well, who's fighting? I'll be like, David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, and then the casual fan look at me and just look at me and shake your head. But to me, and the people that's like me, that's a big fight. So when I say a big fight, that's what I mean.
No, I mean, I understand that. I mean, I wouldn't call that a big fight. I would call that a good fight. Right? Because
$200 million, man.
Yeah, when
Wow,
I
that's
say big fight, I'm talking about the audience that it's going to generate. That's what I call a big fight. Now, a good fight, it doesn't have to generate the audience, but you know that you're going to get a fight. Like the Demetrius, the David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade. That was a good fight for as long as it lasted, but it wasn't no big fight because it didn't draw the audience.
I'll tell you what though. I'm ready to make a pick if my man Doug want to bet on Bibble versus Turbalev, as my man Free say. I got my pick. I'm gonna bet him, and I'm gonna bet FanDuel. I'm going with my man Turbalev, but for the knockout.
I'm not going to disagree with you because I believe that man Arthur beats everybody at light heavyweight. I don't see nobody. I think he will beat David Benavidez as well. I don't see
Will he
nobody.
get beat Morrell?
Now that one I don't know.
You know something funny? I seen Baturbiev on something. He said he didn't know who David Morrell was.
He don't know who a lot of people is. That man don't watch boxing. That man he concentrate on his opponent. They say, this is who you fighting. He get ready for that person. He don't know who a lot of people is. He don't watch boxing. Like I said, I had an interview with his trainer. That man do not watch boxing at all.
Yeah, I thought he was trolling, but he wasn't. That brother said he didn't know. He didn't know who. He should have seen his face.
Dub is in the chat. He said he got Arthur by knockout.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll find another one. We'll find another.
I think Bivol is a good fighter. I just don't think he has enough on his punches to keep Arthur from walking him down. Like he got good boxing ability. I don't think his footwork is that much better than Arthur, if it's better than Arthur at all. I don't think it's that much better. And I don't think his boxing ability is that much better than Arthur. Excuse me.
Bless you.
We saw Arthur able to box when he had to. When he fought against Joe Smith, he was able to box. When he fought who was it? Anthony Yard.
Anthony Yard was boxing him though.
Yeah, Anthony Yard was catching him with good shots, but Arthur was able to box when he had to. But the one thing that you can't get away from, I don't care how much of a good boxer you are, when that man lands his punches, you realize you've been punched by something different. Like, that man don't have the normal steam on his punches that everybody else got. Like, even if you say, okay, this is a big puncher, they still not Arthur. Like, he's different. Like, you can say, hey, you know what? Canelo Alvarez is the big puncher, but he ain't no Arthur.
Yeah. Like, so I'm still rolling with Dimitri Bivol to outbox him for 12 rounds in a close fight.
I mean, he very well could. I just don't think he will. He very well could, though. I'm not saying he can't.
I think that he is. I think he's gonna shock the world.
I mean, he might. I don't think it'd be a big shock, because I believe a lot of people believe that that's a 50-50 fight, because you got a power puncher versus
I've never heard nobody agree with me. I'm seem like I'm the only one that's going for Dimitri Bivol to beat him. Everybody else, all the rest of y'all say that he gonna get smoked.
Because it's hard to go against somebody who we seen in there with multiple styles and stop everybody. It's hard to go against that. So I'm not saying I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Joe Smith, man, was just like, oh, I'm not for real.
I'm not saying you're wrong, because
Joe Smith is a union labor in New York. So what?
Yeah, like
oh, that's real.
Bivol can possibly outbox him. I'm not saying he can't, but it's just hard to go against somebody. That's just like Dub Right Side with Devin Haney. He might think that person had the chance, but he's not going to go against Devin Haney because he haven't seen Devin Haney beat. And the same thing like knockout with Tank Davis.
He's got to wait for April 20th.
That person got a chance of beating Tank Davis, but he ain't been beat. So when you got a person that ain't never been beat and you see him stop everybody, you like, okay, yeah, dude might have a chance, but this man stopped everybody. I just seen him in there with multiple styles.
Sabril Matias stopped everybody, and he got his ass whooped before.
Yeah, he got his ass whooped before, but he wasn't fighting the top level of competition either.
Right, so he got beat by a lower level competition.
But when I'm saying, when he was stopping everybody, he hasn't fought the top level competition. None of those guys that he stopped are top level. So they're not even mid-level. You could say, yeah, he stopped everybody, but those guys ain't nobody that you say, okay, yeah, that was a good fight. No, it was a good fight for him. It wasn't a good fight for the top level of 140. It was a good fight for Matias.
Arthur better be, he's a tough son of a bitch. And I think that I wouldn't be surprised if he did stop Bivol, but I got a feeling I'm just gonna go with Bivol. I like what Bivol does in the ring, so I'm rocking with Bivol to outbox ball, man. For real. I think he can do it for 12 rounds, man. Because I haven't seen Arthur Beterbiev being outboxed before, but he does cut the ring off, and he does have a crazy power. So Dimitri can't be letting Arthur Beterbiev beat up his arms like Canelo did, because his ass gonna get beat up bad.
Yeah, hey, and the thing is, salute to everybody on the panel. Much love and respect. Y'all know what it is. The thing is, though, when it comes to Beterbiev and Bivol, I think Bivol got a good chance in there. You know what I'm saying? The problem is I watched him in his last fight really showed me. I thought that it was a UK level fighter. You know what I'm saying? The man wasn't nothing special, and I thought Bivol was trying to sit down on his punches and trying to get him out of there a
He
lot of
was.
the time,
He was, Dub.
and he wasn't able to.
He couldn't do
And
it. Yeah.
so and so then we seen that man have some success, not a lot now. Don't get me wrong. Bivol beat the brake shoes off that man. At the same time, we done seen Beterbiev, especially in that Joe Smith fight, when he had the box kind of early, even though once he started clipping Joe Smith, it didn't even matter no more. But we seen him kind of on his toes boxing a little bit early against Anthony Yard. And shout out to Anthony Yard. I thought Anthony Yard
Put on
put
a
up
hell of a performance.
a hell of a performance. The problem was, and I thought he was doing a heck of a job. The problem was
And keep
he,
him on. Man.
once the ring started getting cut off to some level, he just started trying to sit
That
down
ring,
and
hey,
fight.
Dub, that ring got small
Hey,
quick.
that big got small fast, boy. That big got small
But you know
fast.
what though, Arthur better be of he gonna come at Dimitri Bivol. But what if he tries to go in there and he starts to try to play a boxing game with Dimitri Bivol? Because you know
He don't
sometimes
play no game.
when you in this with a superior fighter, not just a boxer, but like a superior fighter, they can make you play their game. You know what I'm saying? So what if Dimitri Bivol is able to get Artur Beterbiev to come out of his zone and say, you know what, I can box. People saying I can box and start believing that he can outbox Bivol without really that could happen. You know what I'm saying? That's why I
Um,
see it
He
happen.
do box.
He
I just
starts to
I,
think he just a
I,
clip.
I, I think Arthur. See, the thing is, Arthur is not like other fighters, and I'm not even talking about his power or none of that. Arthur, he's a guy that he knows eventually his work rate and his power is going to wear you down. So he's going to stick to his game plan. Like you can't persuade him off his game plan. You
Yeah.
can't get him off his game plan. Like even like when I had the interview with his trainer when he got cut by Marcus Brown, he said he saw something from Arthur that he never seen from nobody else. He said when he got that cut from Marcus Brown, not one time did he ask about the cut. Not one time did he wipe at that cut. That man just kept fighting. And he said he never seen that from no other fighter that he's ever trained. He said usually the fighter asks how bad is it, or they'll wipe at it to see how much blood is coming down or whatever. He said he didn't look like he was bothered by that cut at all. And he has a different mind frame. And like I don't think you can get him off his game plan. If he got a game plan, I think he's gonna stick to it and he's gonna die by that game plan. If you beat him because you were just a better fighter and his game plan didn't work.
I think you got to remember too, prize that you probably forget in Eastern Europe, man, they drop bombs there all the time, bro. They not.
what
It's a
BBL?
different.
Get out! Don't come
Don't
up
be
here
no.
doing.
Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying, it's a different type of person. A
I
kid
get it,
that's,
but he can be beat.
but no. This is what I'm saying. A kid 15 in Eastern Europe like that is almost the same thing as a 35-year-old man here. Like you got to remember, man. It's just think about the mentality, man. These dudes is like these dudes from a whole different land, dude. Like we take America for granted, man. I'm talking about like no joke. Ukraine, Russia, man, they drop bombs and you seen TV, bro. Like just these dudes is like ironclad, man.
Yeah,
That really shakes them. I mean,
yeah,
Man, they can be beat. They bleed just
and
like
just
me.
and just like
They can
and
be
just
beat,
like
man.
and just like Dub said, when you seen that Joe Smith fight,
Yeah, that was savage.
it was like, yo, I didn't even know he could do that. I didn't know he
yeah,
could
like
box and break your face. I mean, he was really hurting Joe.
yeah,
And he
like
kept trying
what
to hold his face
BBO
after
said.
every punch.
Like what BBO said, like those other countries, they live a harder life than we live. Like we literally have it easy over here. That's why so many people want to come to America because it's easier over here. Over in those other countries, it's harder. Like it's real hard to live over in those other countries. Like you look at their jail. You think we got bad jails over here? You look at their jails.
Crazy.
They literally you can die in there and nobody would know for weeks at a time that you got killed. They wouldn't know.
Look at
Go
Navari.
check it up
Navari,
on
the
me.
dude in Russia, man. The dude,
But
they
I
poisoned him.
really don't
Hey,
give a
listen,
damn
listen,
about them
bro.
boys because I done
Listen,
seen
bro.
Andre
Listen,
Ward.
in Russia, bro, they poisoned the man. Then they held his body for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
We talking about
Look,
a whole. I'm not saying he can't
I
be
get it,
beat, bro.
but I didn't see Andre Ward whoop a couple of them boys' asses. I
Well,
didn't see
unless
Corey
Andre Ward
Sanders
gonna
whoop.
come
I
out the
didn't see
grave,
Corey Sanders whoop one of them, so they can be whooped. Like they ain't
yeah,
nobody. They're
but
just he's just like he said, like he said in Rocky. He's just a man. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He's
sound
just a
good,
man, bro.
sound good. Might even
It
make you
does
feel
sound good.
good.
I mean, he might go out undefeated,
Hey,
but
See, what I'm saying is
he
this.
can be. But let's not make it like this nigga's indestructible. Like niggas like can't beat him. Like he can't be beat, dog. He can be
but
beat. He can
but
be
even
He can be
No one beat
outboxing,
him. No
outclassed.
but
one's
but
even
even
been close.
even with Drago, what happened? Even though he said Rocky said he just a man, when that man killed Apollo, when he killed Apollo in the ring, it was like, God damn, that shit
He
different.
was shook,
It's
man.
different.
He
You
was
know what I'm
shook.
saying? So, and Rocky had to do what he did. It's a movie. It is what it is. But at the same time, a lot of these guys over there who are training, they do, man. And I use this kind of as a side note, but just trying to make the point I think BVO is making. You look at somebody like Khabib. Y'all help me say his last name, Agomedov, or however you say it.
I know
The
who
man,
Khabib is.
This could be.
the man is out here. Not literally. I'm being
Could be, yeah.
but the man out here wrestling bears. You know what I'm saying? They training methods are a tad bit different, and so a lot of
Yeah, I
times, you know,
agree with that.
a lot of times they do have especially power advantages. The thing is, when the way you're able to beat them, you beat them one or two ways. Like we were speaking on with Bivol, you either got to have you just got to be the superior boxer, or you
Mhm.
got to be able to hurt their ass. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of time, what we see is you don't really hurt these guys like that. They chin is just a little different.
Granted.
Um, so I mean, I
These
understand what you're
things ain't
saying.
granted. Kalisco used to get knocked out all the time. What are you talking about, granted?
Well, I'll say this because what Dub is saying is a point that I think that you're missing, bro.
I'm not missing. I'm playing
It's,
devil's advocate.
no, I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying like you got to remember, dude. Like if you think about boxing, right? You know what made Mike Tyson so special is because he reminded you of them dudes that was born in the doggone 40s, man. Like just the superior athleticism. Do you know that if Joe Frazier fought now, there ain't a fighter now that can keep up with that work rate? We talking about
Nope.
this, dude. We talking about dudes like, for instance, there's a famous story that Sonny Liston used to drive at 12, right? So his dad owned a farm. So a 12-year-old was getting up every morning at 4:30, driving his daddy's truck and working in the field. Like, dude, that's a different type of thing, bro. I don't even think my daughter can make her own breakfast, and she's 5, man. So, I mean, dude, it's just
No, no. I
we
mean,
born at the
I mean,
different, bro.
like I know what Pride's saying. That that you see guys get beat from over there, all that. But I mean, every country have those guys that not as good as the elite guys. Even over here, we got elite guys, and then we have the middle level, and then we have the low level. So everybody's not going to be elite. The thing is, Arthur is elite. He ain't the middle level. He ain't the low level. He's elite. So he ain't
Right.
like the other guys.
D
So
Town said T.O. beat
you
Loma. What we talking about?
yeah, T.O. beat Loma, but if you go back and look at that fight,
Niggas is
the
beatable,
only
man.
reason why T.O. beat Loma is because Loma ain't throw no punches the first 6 rounds.
Because he was
That second
scared to
half
death. Man, T.O.
no,
Fimo Lopez
that
beat that
second
boy
half
ass.
that second half of that fight, Loma was whooping T.O.'s ass.
He was putting
The
some
second
shit on
half of
him,
that
but he was
fight,
already
Loma was
beat up.
whooping T.O. I understand
He
that.
won 4 rounds.
I'm not doubting none of that. I just gave you that point. The reason why T.O. beat him is because Loma didn't throw no punches the first 6 rounds. The second half of that fight, Loma was whooping T.O.'s ass. If Loma would have fought 2 of those first 6 rounds, he would have won that fight.
Tio almost lost
The
that
first
fight,
six
man.
rounds.
Man,
It was the
Almost
same
lost
with
that
Devin
fight.
Haney. So,
almost this, almost that.
no,
He's
what
a
I'm saying is,
Ukrainian boy over there in the war, and he got treated.
And
So,
Loma ain't no fucking Arthur neither.
no, he not.
He
but
ain't
no,
no
I'm
power
saying that
puncher.
y'all was making it seem like, oh, since they from over there, these niggas can't get whooped. I don't give a fuck how they train, wrestle with bears. You know, like Khabib, he was cool. He fought this This boy I went to school with, Abel Trujillo. Uh, I went to school with him. He fought Khabib and he's really strong. We all know that he different, but even Dana said he left some, he left out kind of early. You know what I'm saying? After his daddy died, he kind of lost desire for a lot of things. You know what I mean? And that was probably one of them. So who's to say if he was still there, somebody wouldn't have whooped his ass by now? So yeah, he cool, and I get it. Arthur better be trained crazy. I seen his training. I was like, damn, this nigga. Cause on my YouTube, on my Instagram reels, the nigga I follow mad boxing shit. So the nigga came down. I was watching him train. I was like, yo, this nigga is an animal. I was like, damn, boy, I hope Bevo can keep that nigga off of him. That's the first thing I thought about. You feel me? No. But let's not make it like these niggas, since they from Russia and Ukraine, they can't be beat. I don't give a fuck what kind of bombs been dropped on them. They can get one of these American ass whippings real quick.
I say this though.
I didn't say he can't be beat. I said it's hard to bet against him because this man is stopping everybody.
Fair enough.
He's stopping everybody. So, and it's not like he's fighting another U.S. fighter. He's fighting another Russian fighter.
Right.
And the thing is, I don't think the point in the conversation was to say that any of these guys can't be beat. Any fighter can be beat. We understand that. What I'm saying, and actually, to be honest, until just recently, the Ukrainian fighters, respectfully, besides Lomachenko, the Klitschko's, and Usyk, you don't really know too many Ukrainian fighters. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand when you say that these fighters can be beat. I ain't got no problem with it. Speaking specifically, though, when we're talking about Beterbiev and Bivol in this situation, just from what I've seen from Beterbiev, it's hard for me to give anybody a chance against that man. And I will say, when I think it was Free who brought up David Morrell earlier, I would pick David Morrell to beat Beterbiev. I would at 75. But at the same time, it goes more into the size, length, and power that Morrell brings to the table, as well as the age. Where is he going to be the bigger fighter, the longer fighter? Beterbiev may be the more powerful fighter, but I don't think the power difference is anything crazy. And so I would lean a little more towards Morrell, but we got to see it happen in all of them. But I think Bivol still can go in there and win on a points decision. The thing is his game plan is going to have to be on point. His footwork going to have to be on point, and he can't be sitting there trying to get him out of there. Or he can't do anything he did in his previous fight, which I don't think he will. He will fight a totally different fight.
Stick to the script, like you said, like he did in that Canelo Alvarez fight. When Canelo was laying on them ropes, baiting him in, he was like, hell no, you come right here into this middle of the ring where I can tax that ass. Yeah. And that's what he did. He stayed on code. He stood on his business. And I see him doing that there. He knows he can't go in there and get hit by this boy. They from the same area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
you got a challenge.
You thinking about Canelo. Canelo is not.
I get it, but the point that I'm saying, he's not Beterbiev. I get it, and he's not nowhere near of a harder puncher than Beterbiev is. I get all of that. But my point that I was making, no, he's not. But the point that I was making is that Dmitry Bivol stayed on he stayed on code the whole fight. He stuck to the script. He didn't change everything that they worked on in camp. He stayed with it the whole 12 rounds.
He really took the Floyd blueprint. You know, it's already a blueprint on beating Canelo. If you remember, and I love Canelo because I think Canelo is one of the best fighters in the world.
That nigga the biggest duck.
Probably number 1 or number 2 pound for pound, but
negative.
I'll say this: the thing that
he's not even on a list.
The thing I would say about Canelo, let me finish real quick. I said the thing about Canelo is that Canelo struggles with movement. It's the same thing that Joe Louis struggled with. It's like if you're gonna stand in front of Canelo, he's gonna beat the life out of you just like he did Jamel. But if you're gonna move around, if you're gonna go in and out, and you know what's so funny? If you ever bored, just play the Bibble fight and play the play the Floyd fight on your phone. It's the exact same fight. I mean, Bivol did everything that Floyd did. He let his hands go at times. You know what's funny? If you remember, and look, we was wondering was Mayweather about to knock Canelo out. It's the same thing with Bivol.
But Bivol did it in a different way. He did it in a different way.
He was a
Where
bigger man. He was a bigger man, so he
agreed,
did a little bit
agreed.
more. But I'm just saying, what I'm saying, Dub, is if you look at like the tactics of it, it was that same exact tactic. It was the
No,
same
no,
exact movement.
no. What you're saying is absolutely correct. There's a blueprint to beat Canelo,
Yeah,
and what that blueprint tends to be is you utilize your footwork. You fight in spurts. You don't allow him to get off into spurts when he want to get off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then you utilize your jab, stop him in his tracks, especially if you're the longer fighter. And that's the other thing when we talk about the difference between Canelo and Beterbiev. I believe Canelo's reach is 60. He got a 69-inch reach, something like that. Teofimo Lopez got a 68, 69-inch reach. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Bivol or not even Bivol, but Beterbiev probably got a 73-inch reach, 74-inch reach, somewhere in there. Uh, uh, Bivol, same thing, way longer than Canelo, probably a 76-inch reach. Morel, I
He
think
was too
Morel probably.
big too, Dub. That's the thing that people don't realize about Canelo. Canelo's a itty bitty guy, man.
Yeah,
So
ain't that was my point. He's what
yeah,
is 5'8", 5'9", with
yeah.
78-inch arms or some shit.
No, he like 76 inch, 72, 71, 72. He about 5'7". He's not.
My bad. I meant to say 60. I meant to say 60. I meant to say 60.
He's really tiny, man.
Yeah, no,
Like
and so that's why I do give him credit for him moving up in weight. The thing is stop ducking the fighters you're supposed to fight. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way we supposed to be seeing Jaime Munguia right now. Respectfully to Jaime Munguia, that man possibly he possibly lost to what's his name? Oh man, I can't even call
Derevchenko.
him. Derevchenko. He possibly
Yeah,
lost that fight.
yeah.
He was getting hands put on him
Yeah,
by
Derevchenko was kicking his head for a minute.
but,
Well,
but he was getting hands put on him by John Ryder. Respectfully.
yeah.
So I'm just saying, the only thing with Canelo, the man shouldn't be fighting the competition that he's fighting right now. Ain't no way Munguia should get this fight over somebody like a David Benavidez. It shouldn't happen. Munguia has the man fought at 68. I think he fought one time at 68, I believe.
No.
But,
Shelton Moore said D free. I heard your bullshit earlier.
I know what he's talking about. He's talking about what I was talking about with Bud. I mean, I'm not going to back down from what I said.
what you say
The
about
man
Bud?
said
What you say?
that I said I don't care to see Bud fight
You don't
again.
care to see him fight.
That man said he'll stay at 47 to fight Gervonta Davis, and he'll fight Earl Spence at 47, but he won't fight Boots at 47. I don't care to see him. That man is standing right there saying he wants to fight. You won't
What
fight
you
him.
so what you think about him saying now since, and this is crazy, Keith Thurman pulls out the fight, so now Sebastian Fundora gets replaced or replaces Keith Thurman against Tim Tszyu, and then Bud activates his Mando to fight the winner of Sebastian Fundora and Tim Tszyu. Would you not want to see him fight one of them dudes?
I mean I don't care to see him fight him.
Why not?
He got to
I don't
fight
care to
Boots,
see
man.
him.
He got to fight Boots, man.
No, you're not gonna sit here and say you'll
He's
fight
not
these
gonna.
other
But
guys. You'll fight these other guys at 47, but you won't fight that dude that's been calling you out. I don't care to see it. If you ducking him, I don't care to see it. This
but
man said I have no interest in fighting. He's doing a Canelo. He has no interest in fighting him. He's a high risk and no reward.
Damn.
so
That's tough.
well,
That's tough. That's
this is
tough
the problem
statements
though.
by D Free. That's really tough. I'm excited to see Terrence Crawford. Like I said to Free earlier in the show, I'm excited to see Terrence Crawford fight again because of the assault that he put on in his last fight.
Yeah.
So I want to see what he does next.
And this is the thing. My thing is, I understand what D-Free's saying. I do understand that. I never expected, and even when he said he's gonna stay at 47 for Tank, hell, Tank's scared to fight at 40. So that was never a real conversation in my opinion.
Yeah. Right.
Even when he was saying he was gonna stay at 40. Before the EJ fight, the man, this is why I was critical. I said from the beginning, you're moving up in weight. Why are you moving up? You said when people were when they asked about the rematch and all this other kind of stuff before the fight happened, what you said was well, it's hard for me to make this weight anyway. So 54 is where I look to go to, and we were thinking that was going to be the rematch with him and EJ at 54. So I
You still want to see
understand the
him
whole
fight
thing
though,
when you
bro?
saying that you think he ducking boots. I understand it. I just don't think there's any real weight behind him actually ducking boots. I don't believe that he ducking them. It's just one of them situations where, and I hate to say it, because if I say it about Tank, then I'm being critical. But if I say it now, people don't have a problem with it. But it's a high risk, low reward situation, and he not gonna make the fight. Same reason Tank don't make fights against Shakur. Tank don't make fights against Devin. High risk, low reward in their opinion. So I mean, I think it's the same thing.
Well, let me say this real quick for my man Show come up here.
Yeah, I
And
heard you. I heard you earlier, D3,
and this is
with
a
that
side
shit you
note.
were
This is
talking.
a side
But
note real quick.
here's the thing though. But this is
Hold
what
on,
you
Uncle
omitted.
Shelton. Hold on, Uncle Shelton. Let BVO set you up. Now he
Let,
gonna
let, me,
set you up.
let
Oh,
me
I didn't
say
hear him. I didn't hear him. Go ahead.
let me say this before you go.
You got to
I'll
speak up.
tell you this though, man. I'll tell you this, man. No matter how I go, man, I think what you can't ask Bud, you can't give Bud a pass, man. I understand what Uncle Show's about to say. I know he about to tell us about how great Bud is.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, man, you remember you couldn't say Oscar's name. You couldn't say Floyd. Remember when you talk to Floyd like that, you gonna have to fight him. That's the thing, man. I mean, I hate to admit it, but Boots is just too respectful. He got to invite Terrence Crawford to his nuts or something to get a fight. I don't think he'll do it. He got to say something
Well,
about his kid or something.
here's
That's
the
the
thing you
problem.
guys are omitting. Here's what you guys are omitting. The man that activated the super, and he gonna get the winner out of Fundora
And
and Zoo.
Tim, I said that. We admit that.
So he's going up in weight to fight a bigger guy. D Free talking about staying at 47 and fight Boots for less money. The man that told you over and over again, I want bigger fights, bigger money.
Agreed.
Another belt in another division is a bigger fight than going stand down there to make weight to beat Boots for a belt you already had. You already did that. I don't need that. I want this 54-pound belt. So by him today activating his super and forcing the winner of that fight to fight him, I think that's the best move for him right now. That's the
Okay.
best
Hey,
move.
hey, did y'all want to
Okay.
see? Did y'all want
But
to
I
Hold
will
up.
see?
tell you this. I
Hold up.
will tell you this. If Boots really wants to fight, move up. Because that IBF belt ain't getting you shit anyway. You
Okay.
ain't
Now,
getting shit
now,
out of
now,
it.
let,
And there's
now,
nobody at 47 to fight. Wait, 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 wait.
let me
Yeah, I'm gonna
respond.
let you cook. There's nobody at 47 for Boots to fight. If Boots really wants to fight, going up to 54, fight Virgil, beat him. Fight Castano, beat him. Fight the winner of the Mendoza, Buyachek, whatever his name is, fight. Beat him. Now you at 54, Bud's at 54. There's no excuse now.
You done?
They don't fight all for the nothing,
So
bro.
he's gonna move up. He's gonna move up and become Tim Zoo's mandatory. So he's taking the 65-35 split.
Who?
He's going, but
He's activating the
Okay.
super. No, he's activating the super,
he's
which
activating the
means,
super. He's
hold
becoming
on,
the mandatory, which
which
means he becomes the
means
mandatory.
I can take the mandatory split, or I can go to purse bid. You forgot
You go
about
to
that.
press bid, you go to press bid, you still going to get the mandatory split.
No, you're
Unless
not.
the
You can get more money out of a purse bid.
hold up, listen. You still get the mandatory split unless the WBO choose to raise the mandatory split. You still get the mandatory split.
You don't think they'll do that? You don't think they'll do that?
No.
I don't know
No.
what they would do, but
I don't think they
I'm
will.
telling you what.
That depends. Listen.
No, I let
That
you cook.
depends.
Hold
Wait a minute.
on. Let D Free. Hold on. Let D Free cook. Let D
I
Free
let
cook.
you cook.
All right, go ahead, cook. Go ahead, cook.
He's going to move up to take the mandatory split. You say he only wants the big money. That's not a big money fight. You taking a lesser split. That's not a big money fight. And who's to say that Tim Zoo fighting Bud is a bigger fight than Boots fighting Bud? We haven't seen Tim Zoo on pay-per-view. We haven't seen Boots on pay-per-view.
Hold on, real quick, D Free, real quick. And only reason I'm gonna rebuttal you here is because shout out to my brother Rebuttal Entertainment. He had me go watch the Keith Thurman whatever it was that Amazon Prime was doing, right?
Glove off. I saw it.
And according, I didn't even know this. According to Tim Zoo team, and They say in Australia already he done been in over 10 pay-per-view fights in Australia. So if
That's
you were to
Australia.
take hold on, hear me out. If Bud takes that fight in Australia, then I think it's a more lucrative fight as far as money goes.
No, it's
Now,
not.
okay, all
It's
right, go
not.
ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not. Because that's the reason why Tim Tszyu said he wants to come to America. He said that's where the money's at. He wasn't getting paid like that in Australia, even though he's been on 10 pay-per-view fights in Australia.
See, you
Because
forgetting something though, B
all
Free.
those
You
fights over
forgetting
in
when you go
Australia
to
are
purse bid,
on pay-per-view.
but you forgetting when you go to purse bid, other entities can bid on the fight. You don't know who's gonna bid on that fight.
Yeah, who wants to buy the fight?
Somebody else
Turkey, Turkey,
Well,
Alex
Turkey
Sheikh.
might buy that fight.
Turkey, Alex Sheikh. He might be the
Hold
one.
on. He may buy the fight. He may.
He may. We don't know.
He
I
may
have
buy
no
the
clue.
fight.
No clue.
Right. We don't know who's going to buy the fight, and who's to say that he's going to spend big money on the fight? Because when you go to a purse bid, you start off small and you let somebody overbid you, and then you raise the bid. The same way you do in an auction, you start off small. If somebody outbid you, then you bid over him. If somebody else outbid, then you bid over them.
Well, you was talking all this pay-per-view shit earlier. How many pay-per-views Boots been on?
I just said Tim Tszyu hasn't been on no pay-per-view, and neither has Boots. I'm not counting what he did in Australia because everything in Australia is pay-per-view. When it's viewed in America, it's on free TV. It ain't on pay-per-view in America.
Bud moving up to get a fourth title in a fourth division is not bigger than staying at 147 and fighting Boots.
No, you gotta remember Boots was on pay-per-view with Tank.
No, he wasn't headlining no pay-per-view. He was on the card.
He wasn't headlining.
He was on the card. I'm saying he's on the card.
He was on the card.
But
he
if
wasn't
Tank,
headlining.
but if Terrence Crawford goes and fights Jerron Ennis, then it'll be fun disputed because Jerron Ennis is technically the IBF champion. So
correct.
He's already been undisputed.
Well, he can be 3 times.
He's moving up to a new
They done already stripped Bud though. They done stripped Bud though.
This another thing. This is another thing I have a problem with Bud as well. When have Bud came into the ring? When have Bud came into the ring as undisputed champion?
Never.
That man has never defended undisputed.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
So
I'm just answering this question.
He is the only undisputed champion who has never defended.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not the only one.
No, he's not.
He's not the only one.
Name one.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Who didn't defend undisputed
in the 4-belt era?
In the 4-belt era, nobody.
Exactly. He's the only one.
Nobody in the 4-belt era, bro. In the 3-belt era, yes. In the 4-belt era, no.
Devin defended.
The only person that's defended the belts in the 4-belt era is Devin and Canelo. That's the only persons. Devin and Canelo. That's it.
Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor never defended undisputed because he was already stripped.
I was gonna say Josh Taylor dropped the belt. I was agreeing.
He was already stripped.
He's already stripped.
No. Josh Taylor defended his undisputed.
He didn't against who? Against who?
Catterall. He defended it against Jack Catterall.
Yeah, he did. He did. He did. He did.
He defended it.
He did. So that's 3 people. Taylor.
He was stripped before that. I thought he was stripped before that.
He was stripped before that. He was stripped to the WBA before that. He got stripped to the WBA first. You absolutely right. Yes, he was. Look it up.
No, he wasn't. He was undisputed. It was an undisputed title fight.
I ain't gonna hold you. I can't remember, so I'm gonna go look it up while y'all talking about it. I'm looking it up.
I remember I came up here arguing with BVO. I was arguing with BVO, and I was saying they wasn't about to let no damn man named Jack Catterall become undisputed champion. Who the hell is he? So they gave it to Josh.
Be that as it may, going up to a 4th division to get another title is a bigger fight than staying at 47 to fight Boots Ennis. Now I understand that D3 wants to see
Boots for undisputed. Remind you,
it's a bigger fight going up to another division, trying to get another championship.
I disagree.
That's a bigger fight.
I disagree with
that's
that.
a bigger. Now I understand you guys want to see it because I want to see it too. I understand you guys want to see it because I want to see it too. But it's not a bigger fight.
Everybody told me that David Benavidez and Boo Boo Andrade was a bigger fight than David Morrell. That shit did 35,000 pay-per-view buys.
Hey,
But everybody said that was a bigger fight.
Real quick, just to clear the record, D Free is absolutely correct. He defended, or Josh Taylor defended against Catterall. He's absolutely correct.
Okay.
Bud is the only fighter to not defend undisputed, because Monster anyway is about to defend his undisputed title against Neary. So
who cares?
He's the only fighter that has never defended undisputed. Never defended undisputed.
Who cares?
No,
who cares?
Nobody cares. Hold on.
Nobody cares. The thing is,
I agree with D3 that Terrence Crawford. Hold on, bro. I agree with D3 that Terrence Crawford and Jerron Ennis is a much bigger fight than Terrence Crawford and Tim Tszyu. But I still want to only where me and Free go separate at on this one is that I'm excited to see it. I don't give a damn who Terrence fight. I want to see him fight again, because with that performance he put on, I gotta see him again. You know what I mean? So that's where I go.
You talking about if Boots want to fight, go to 54 and fight him at 54. The man said he has no interest in fighting him. He said, I'm not fighting that man. That man dropped the belt because he didn't want to fight him.
He didn't drop the belt. They took the belt. Stop it.
Because he said he's not fighting him.
So what? If you don't fight him, so what? You don't fight him.
They don't strip you because you said you're going to fight him.
Be free.
Because you said
if he don't fight him, so what? Is that going to change his legacy? No.
The same way Canelo legacy is being changed right now, because he said he needs $200 million to fight David Benavidez. No, you ain't.
But he's the dumb motherfucker that said that.
Can we let's bring this thing back real quick to make sure we all on point on what we're talking about. I want to be clear. I want to be clear on what we're talking about right now. Are we saying that Bud should fight Boots because that's the best fight? Are we saying? I'm just trying to get each individual perspective.
Saying because that's the best fight.
Okay, Uncle Shelton, what you saying?
I'm saying it's not the bigger fight. It's the best fight, definitely, but it's not the bigger fight.
Okay. So you're saying that Tim Tszyu, you got Tim Tszyu being Fundora, and then you got that being the bigger fight, whereas D3 is saying that them fighting right now at 47 is the best fight.
So are we out here to see the best fights or see the bigger fights? Because if we out here to see the bigger fight, then we can't talk nothing about Canelo or Devontae Davis or none of these guys. The AJ versus Francis Ngannou. We can't talk about none of those guys because those were the bigger fight. Those were the money fights. We can't talk about those guys. So are we here to see the best fights or the bigger fights?
I said it earlier, D3. I want to see him fight Boots, but I understand why he won't and why he's moving on, because there's no money behind Boots. There ain't no money in that fight.
But then the question becomes, what you saying that the best fight is Boots, but because there's no money there, you know what I'm saying? And you're saying there's bigger money with Tim Tszyu.
Yes.
What D3 is saying is, okay, if that's how you see it, are we watching the sport to see the money makers make more money, or are we watching it to see the best fight the best? I believe that's what D3 is saying.
That's what he's saying, and I understand his point. I'm not shitting on the fight. I think it's an excellent fight. I would love to see Bud and Boots tangle and see who is the man. But I understand if he doesn't, because the man told me in an interview on the Breakfast Club on July 31st, I've done everything I can do in boxing. I've become undisputed twice. No man's ever done that before me. Now I want money fights. I want the bag. He told me that. So I don't understand why motherfuckers can't take a man at his word when he tell you what he about.
I would take him at his word. If that man, ain't that man still holding on to them 47-pound belts?
Well, if he activated that super, probably not for long. He activated that super today, so probably not for long.
Probably.
More likely.
More likely. Let me just answer the question straight up. At this current moment, he is still holding on to the belts. He hasn't been stripped up. Absolutely.
That man holding on to the belt, but he said,
how can you activate the super if you give it up? How can you activate the super title if you give it up? You can't. He had to hold on to it to activate it. He activated the motherfucker today. So let's see what he does after that.
He could have activated that super when he said that the Earl Spence fight was off. He could have said, "Okay, I activate the super right now."
But he did
activated it then.
But he did it today. It's done.
Like I said,
he did it today.
That man. I like I said, and it doesn't change nothing what I said. I don't care to see him no more.
That's cool. Don't watch it.
The man don't want to fight the best fights.
Hey, don't watch it, bro. That's what I say all the time. If a fight's not interesting to you, don't fucking watch it.
I know.
Watch basketball.
Like I said,
watch football.
Nothing against Bud. That's what I do with everybody.
Yeah.
But Tank
watch
Davis
football.
fighting somebody that I don't want to see, I don't buy Tank Davis fight. If Devin Haney is fighting somebody I don't want to see, I'm not buying his fight.
And that's the way it should be. You should spend your money. You should spend your money the way you want to spend your money.
And D-Town Funk, he talking about Jerron Ennis don't have no fan base. I don't know what Jerron Ennis you're talking about, but he clearly got a fan base. He clearly got a fan base.
Well, if he had number, and you forgetting one other thing,
we don't know how big his
Jerron Ennis can't fight nobody right now because he in court trying to figure out that Cameron Duncan mess. So he can't fight nobody right now.
He can still fight.
He got to figure that shit out first.
If the IBF say you have 60 days to make this daggone fight with such and such, he still has, regardless if you're in court, you still.
But it looks like he's going to be okay with that case thing because he didn't ask for his company to go out of business and all that, so it might just avoid that stuff right on out.
I hope he does. But he got to clear that up before he can do anything.
No, he don't.
Because the Cameron Duncan's people is trying to hold on to the contract.
They can try to hold on to the contract all they want, but he don't have to clear that up before he can fight somebody.
I agree with that piece. I don't think anything has to be settled for him still to be able to fight.
Who's his management?
He wouldn't have one at the current moment in time. Depending on out of IBF, this is me. A very opinionated I'm Terrence Bradley right now. This is speculation, okay? At this current moment in time, I think that he could still make a fight happen if it was ordered by the IBF. Now, can he go negotiate his own fight because of the legal standing and those type of things? I don't know if he is able to negotiate that type of way, but if something is ordered, then I do think he can still go make that fight happen. You know what I'm saying? The thing is when it comes down to all of it, the same way we talking about Bud Crawford, we want to see Boots fighting the best. And the IBF man, I don't even know. Y'all tell me who is the IBF?
Crowley.
Yeah, he about to fight. Matter of fact, they just went to purse bid today.
And
they stopped the purse bid. I heard they stopped the purse bid.
Oh, did they? I don't know.
Crowley wanted to go to purse bid for what reason? I don't know. But he wanted to go to purse bid.
I heard they stopped it though. I heard they stopped it, Different.
No, they might have. I just knew it was scheduled to go today.
Who is they? Who stopped it?
I guess somebody stepped in and must have paid for the fight. I guess.
Maybe.
That's the only way you stop a purse bid. Somebody said, fuck it, I'll pay for it.
Shout out to Turkey Al Sheikh. It was probably him. My bad.
He ain't fight nobody in Saudi Arabia.
I tell you what the better.
Ain't Boots Muslim or ain't he? Don't he practice Islam as well?
Yeah, for sure. Just about everybody out here in Philly Muslim.
Yeah. So I don't see no problem. I think Al Sheikh could take that up. I think he'll invite Boots over there.
No, because
I think the better fight, honestly, for Boots is Santillan. I'd rather see him fight Santillan than fight Crowley. To be honest.
Santillan okay, but Crowley will fuck Santillan up, bro.
I don't know about that.
I think Cody Crowley can fight. He got heart, bro. He got a lot of heart.
He got heart, but he ain't that good. He got heart.
Santillan is good. No,
Santillan is better than him.
I don't know about that.
Santillan can fight.
He can fight, but he an average ass fighter, bro. Santillan average ass fighter.
Yeah.
So is Cody Crowley. I
don't know who's better, but I know one thing for sure. I know two things for certain. I don't know who's better, but I know ain't neither one of them got a chance of beating Boots.
No, neither one of them.
Agreed.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
We agree.
I'm not gonna take that away from Boots. No, hell no. Boots needs to be fighting the top guy.
And this is why I don't have a problem with the conversation because Boots can fight. We had this conversation a few days ago. Sometimes you got to be able to, even though you're going to tell, or not saying you, OG, even though I think you will say it, You gonna call him an
like I said,
undercard fighter? Who is he fought? This, that, whatever, whatever. I got you. I ain't got no problem with it. At the same time, I can utilize the eye test and say, uh, that man is the goods. That man can fight. And because I project him this type of way, this is who I want to see him fight. I think he should be at that top echelon. Who, in your opinion, OG, who beat him outside? I know you're gonna pick Bud, but outside of Bud at 47 right now, who beat Boots?
Nobody.
Okay, then that's the point. That's the whole point right there. Nobody gonna beat him, so we want to see him in fights that he had. That it's a chance he can get beat. And matter of
Then he
fact,
got to
it's a
move up.
good
And
chance
then he
he
this
can
got to
get
man
move
beat.
up
said
to 54.
this man D Town Funk said Boots has no casual fans,
Who
meaning he don't have
cares?
no. My whole thing is he does. You just because you don't believe that he does doesn't
Oh,
mean that he
God.
doesn't. Because I can tell you right now, there's a lot of people in Philly that watch boxing because of Boots. Because they know he's from Philly.
Because he's just he
Wrestling
was
on a
one of the
regular
young
basis, but
boys. He was one
right,
of
they
the
don't
young boys out here in the city that nobody can whoop. Jerron
no,
Anderson. I
they,
mean,
they, they don't
the
watch
city,
boxing unless Boots is fighting. I know
the
that for a
city
fact
is
because I got some niggas in Philly that only
Andy
watch boxing when Boots fight.
Rock with Danny too. Like I'm out here in the city, so I know what go on in them gyms. The Jerron Ennis has his city behind him, bro. He just was in the Sixers game, ringing the bell. He's making his rounds around his city, and he's loved. And nobody gonna do nothing to him. He can show up. He can go to the mall. He probably get
Dog,
swarmed,
that
but
man, that man got that man.
nobody gonna do nothing to him because Philadelphia loves Jerron Ennis. He's a nice young boy. He don't get in no trouble. You know what I'm saying? He just all boxing. So he
Yeah,
That
does
man
Right.
have
got
a
a that man
small.
that man got a
and
casual
that
fan base and he
Yeah,
got a
he definitely
diehard
has a
fan base.
casual fan base in his
and
tri-state area.
and that's the
South
thing.
Jersey. Hold on real quick, Dub.
Oh, go
South
ahead.
Jersey, of course, his city, Philadelphia, Delaware, probably down to Maryland, D.C., and around D
He definitely
Freeway.
got a fan base down here. He definitely got
Right.
a fan
So
base down here.
I'm sure
He
in the
got
And,
fan
tri-state
base in
area.
LA. He got a
well,
fan base in LA.
I may
People
be
like
the most
Boots.
I may be the most casual fan on here, so uh, uh, I rock with Boots. I rock with Boots. You know what I'm saying? As a casual. And so since I'm a casual fan, according to what my brother, what's his name? D Town Funk. Shout out to D Town Funk. Appreciate you being active in the chat. Everybody that don't be active in the chat like they should be. Hey, I'm a casual fan. I love watching Boots fight, man. One of my favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
all I'm saying is at the end of the day, I do think there's some critics behind instead of him and Bud meeting at 47, go ahead and move up because if Boots move up right now he in the funk of it all. You know what I'm saying? You got Tim Zoo and Fundora
Fundora.
going at it. You got Bud looking for that fight. Now he move up in there. You know what I'm saying? He able to get a fight with well, we don't know who Mel gonna fight. That's why hey, put Mel in the ring against Boots. I got Boots. Just being honest. Um, man, it's so many fights at 54 where it's so few.
Mendoza.
It,
Booyah
it,
But
Motherfucking
he's a welterweight though.
Castano.
He's
It's a
not at
Troy
bunch of fights up
Isley,
54.
there.
He's a
but
welterweight.
Virgil
because
Ortiz. It's a
but
bunch of fights up
hold,
there.
hold on, but because it's so few fights down there at 47 for him, go ahead and move your ass up to 54 and start putting start look, you already a champion. Once you become a champion and you start to move up, you don't just get placed in bullshit ass fights. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
go on and move your ass up and get in there with some of these dogs up there at
But he feel
54.
like he got unfinished business at welterweight. He's
With who?
With who?
Yeah, I agree. Don't I'm just telling you. Like he feel like he's comfortable at 147 at welterweight and he wants to become undisputed. But he will take a big fight though at 54. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm
Well, the
Well,
problem
go
the
ahead and
problem
take.
with it,
Go ahead.
Right now,
Go ahead and fight
he's
some
going to
dudes down
stay.
there then.
Right now, he's going to stay at he's going to stay the IBF welterweight champion. He's going to fight Crowley, and then he's going to go from there.
he needs
Right
to drop the IBF belt as well. And let me tell you why. Listen, Boots, and this is hey, shout out to Boots, man. I ain't got no problem with the brother. I just the way he moving right now. If I was his advisor, and y'all know I'll be a crazy ass advisor. You probably don't need to listen to me on a lot of shit. Just to
his
be honest,
company went out of business though, Dub.
I understand that. I got all of that. That don't stop you from moving up in weight. Just because your company went out of business, that don't stop nothing. Now there may be it may be questions on who gets or who the promoters go. There may be questions there. That's why him and Boza need to start their own shit. That's what they need to be doing. But that's a whole nother story. All I'm saying is with Boots right now, there's nothing at 47, in my opinion. There's nothing interesting at 47 for him. Nothing
Nah,
interesting.
isn't well, I mean,
Mario Barrios,
I guess you got some
Stan
guys that move
Leonis,
up. I mean,
Tayev,
unless some of them 40
Santillia.
pounders,
Who
unless
are
some
we
of them
talking
40
about?
pounders move up.
Rocha?
Yeah, it's really no food for him there. I'm not disagreeing with you, Dub. Right side. I'm truly not.
It's
There
just
is no food for him really at welterweight, but for right now, he's just going to stick around at welterweight. You know, his company went out of business. He got to figure out where's y'all want him. Where's he fighting at? You know what I mean? Is he fighting on
listen.
Prime? He not with them. He was signed with Showtime. He wasn't signed with
The,
the PBC.
depending on the individual who is your mandatory for your IBF title, if you're gonna fight there, depending on who that is, then whoever that person is rocking with, that's where the fight gonna be at 9 times out of 10. But at the same time, I think this case can get resolved pretty easily. Go ahead, Cameron Duncan, them they gonna want a percentage of what you get for so many fights. You do it just to go on and move forward with this shit, man. Stop holding the fights up. And the thing is, we need to see Boots tested. We need to see him tested. And none of these guys we talking about at 47 is a test for him. So we want to see him in there with the same way we want to see Tank, same with Shakur, Canelo, Bud, EJ, Devin, you name them. We want to see them all in there with the best. And Boots is one of those names now. We need to see you tested. I still think you beat a lot of them damn tests, but I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? So I think you got to get this resolved quickly
You
and
right.
move forward.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Dub. There are some good lucrative fights for him at junior middleweight. You got like Lubin is there. I mean, I can't go. It's quite a bit. Mendoza,
Lubin, Mendoza, Castaño,
Castaño.
even if you bring what's my brother from Detroit name? If you bring him out of
Tony the
retirement,
Tiger.
if you bring Tony, it's many fights out there. It is, and there are better fights than what you have right now at 47. That's my point.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you on that, and I feel what you're saying. Like, do it now, though. The time is now. I get it, but I just don't feel like he wants to do that. I feel like he wants to become a welterweight champion. He doesn't truly feel like he's the welterweight champion. He's it's cool. He like it, but deep down inside, he's a young boy, and he's very active on Instagram and stuff, and he knows people talking about emailing belts. He don't want that. You know what I mean? He really didn't want to accept it, but he had to, so he could put himself in a position, to maybe possibly get a Terrence Crawford fight.
Hold on, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Price. I'm not disagreeing. Let me ask this: does Cody Crowley move? Does he move the needle?
No.
So what's the point? What's the point?
I don't know why he's doing that.
Move the needle.
I guess he wants to stay at welterweight, bro. Like, you can't. I mean, I feel you. Like, I feel like he'll end his career off at 60, 68 maybe. But for right now, he's comfortable at welterweight. I don't know why. He was making good money with Showtime. He got the nice cars and he got the stuff, the chains and the clothes, and you know what I mean. He's a really nice young boy. You know what I'm saying? And he stays out of trouble and he sticks to his boxing and he ain't having a bunch of baby mamas running around. You know what I'm saying? He's dedicated. So he's, I don't know why he's sticking around at welter. There's a bunch of big fights at 54 for him. Good fights, should I say. So, but for right now, it seems like he's sticking with what he wants to do, bro. That's all I can say.
Is that Thomas Hill on the panel?
What's that? Oh, yeah, it's T.
Yeah, I'm on the panel. I'm just sitting here listening to you guys cooking stew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I ain't disagreeing with Dub right side. It's hard to disagree with Dub right side.
No, disagree with me. I ain't got no problem. Hey, cut my ass up.
It ain't hard to disagree with him. It's just hard to disagree with him on this one. Because like there are enough fights, really no like big fights for him at 147 because unfortunately Spence and Crawford was what was at 147. I mean, there are fights that you can make, but he clearly is the favorite in all those fights. So I think the best action for him is at 150 and I think that it would be a good move. But I mean, if he wants to go out there and definitely unify, I mean, or become undisputed, he can have shots at it because ain't nobody up in there going to test him. I don't see anybody testing him.
Right, and another
And he
thing,
can have
remember
free
what people
run.
were saying when the Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fight was before that went down? People were saying, well, Boots got to wait his turn. Let them fight 1 or 2 times, and then they move up to 54, and then Boots can become undisputed. Now, everybody want him to move up. But
Well,
just a minute ago, people were saying how, he got to wait his turn, and that's what he's doing. That's what now it's his turn. But I think he might take this Crowley fight, and he not stupid, bro. The Bozies are very, very smart people, and they're really good brothers. And I think that they'll go ahead and take this fight so he can be, with Crowley defend his IBF title, and then he probably would look to go to 54 because he gonna look around and be like, ain't no big money. He wants money too. You know what I'm saying? He's not stupid, bro. He know what he got to do. But for right now, he's gonna be at welterweight. So everybody just get ready. He's gonna do another welterweight fight. He might do 2, but he gonna be going to 54
but
soon. I feel like he is.
but this is the problem, and I understand what you're saying. I ain't got everything you said. I agree with. I do agree because we all, yeah, man, we want to see Bud and EJ at 47 before anything. I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
Right.
And we got that fight. The thing was even with that, we wanted Boots to be patient at the same time. Now that you've been patient, you become the IBF champion, right? So now you
You
a
feel like
champion.
he didn't though.
Hold on. Well, I understand. That I mean, semantics. It's semantics in my opinion. But hey, you can't force. I mean, if they're gonna grant you the title, you take the title. If they want to call, only way you become an email champion, in my opinion, if a motherfucker don't want to fight you. In my opinion, so that's what we seen. Bud was stripped instead of going after Boots. You know what I'm saying? Boots took that title. The thing is though, it would have been different if all the titles was dropped and you able to go after them one by one. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody else, a Mario Barrios, who can grab 2 of them, and then y'all can fight for undisputed. That's one thing. What's going on right now is you got a title. The WBC title is still kind of in the air. Has Mario Barrios fought for that yet? I don't think he even fought for that yet. So it's kind of in the air. Bud got 2 other titles that's kind of in the air. It ain't really nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
because of that stagnation, what you do is all right. If y'all want to be stagnant at this division, that's fine. I'm gonna put myself in the mix with y'all up at the next division. Now you a champion. You can go put yourself in the mix and be ready for those next big fights that you can make them championship fights, and then hopefully you go up there now and get a championship fight at 54. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what Maul Charlo want to do, it seems like he's gonna drop all the belts. So you
You
go
mean
get.
Jamel?
Say it again.
You mean Jamel?
Yeah, that's my bad. I said Maul.
They
I
stripped
apologize.
Mel naked.
So all the titles free now, right?
Yep.
Perfect. So now
Well,
you try to go,
Fondor and Zoo is fighting for 2 of them, and I believe,
but they fight for the WBC and the IB. I mean the WBO, I believe,
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
a
why
vacant WBC and the WBO.
that's why Bud is able to use that super mandatory because he was the super champion in the WBO. So now you look at the IBF and the WBA, and you go start making moves on those belts. So now you can put yourself in position to unify with the winner of that fight. That's what Boots need to be doing.
yeah, because I think he can smoke most of them dudes at 54 too.
I got those smoking all the hey.
I think
Uh,
he can beat the Mendozas. I think he can beat the Castillos. I think he can
Um,
beat.
yeah, he could beat him. I think it's gonna be more stiffer competition. It's not gonna be as easy as it was him moving up in 47 because
that's
I
what we
mean
want to see.
yeah, I mean that's what we want to see. But I mean we all know when you start off in a career, you get a bunch of easy fights to work you up in the rankings. But I think he's gonna start getting more stiffer competition now that he's a champion, and if he moves up in weight, he's gonna start getting stiffer competition.
What is Boots right now? 32-0 or some shit?
He's 31-0.
31, excuse me. And he's 26 years old.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the perfect time for you to move up. This is in your man. Go spread your wings and go dominate some of these motherfuckers like I think he's going to. So that's what I would be asking for. Same thing I'm asking for any other fighter. It seemed like the division is cooled off. 47 is not is known as a hot division, but at this current moment, it's damn near ice cold. Damn, now it's cold out there. So go ahead, you move on and start fighting them dudes at 54. Let the TOs and the Matiases and the Antoine Russells, the Devins, let them move into the division and start to reestablish and then be waiting for their motherfucking ass next. That's what I want to see from them, respectfully.
Yeah. It's time. The time is now. If I was him, I wouldn't wait. I mean, he's 31-0.
Thomas Hills, my dear sweet brother Newton.
Yeah. That's an
Say
overhead.
I want the night. Please. What's good, man?
No, he said if you don't, he said, you know that booger you put on your shirt gonna freeze up, you might scratch yourself. When a little nasty man wiped the egg up his nose and wiped it on his shirt, you know what I'm talking about? A little
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
the
oh
I
dad.
yeah,
mean,
little. She was a girl, I think, wasn't she a girl? No, it was the older man, who did
Yeah,
that.
the dad.
Yeah,
The one
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, let him ask
I
again.
mean,
After he said,
if he
I want the knife.
the problem is him moving up and not fighting an elite fighter. The problem is the elite fighters they don't want to fight him. So if the elite fighters don't want to fight him, he has no choice but to move up. I mean, he's gonna waste his talent fighting at a weight class that there ain't no competition at.
But and that's the problem. Who's the elite fighter at 47?
I mean,
Stan
they
Leone?
gone. They gone.
Hold on,
The
hold on,
elite
hold on,
fighters in
hold on. Wait,
47
I
are gone.
want let me ask a couple names to you, D Free. I'm gonna ask you a couple names. Is Stan Leone an elite fighter?
No, he's a good fighter.
Is Butayev an elite fighter?
No, he's a good fighter.
Is Santilli is he a elite fighter?
No, he's okay.
Is Mario Barrios an elite fighter?
No, he's okay.
He's pretty good.
Is Joey Spencer an elite fighter?
No, he's a
Negative.
prospect.
So I mean, what? There's nobody there. What are
Yeah,
you
that's what I said.
doing?
All the elite fighters are gone. That's what I said. The elite fighters that was there, they didn't fight him. So he has no choice but to either waste his talent at 47, because right now he's coming into the prime years of his career. He's 26 years old. He's coming into the
Exactly.
prime years of his career. So you wanna, at your prime, you wanna be in there
With
challenging
the
yourself.
best.
So when you get to the later part of your career, when you're starting on the decline, now you can start doing like Canelo and Bud and say,
You can
hey,
start being picky. You can be
I
picky.
wanna fight these money fights.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I have no problem with them fighting money fights, but don't hold on to the belts while you only trying to fight these money fights when you got guys that's trying to fight for the championship.
Yeah.
I have no problem with Bud
I
wanting
agree
to
with that.
fight a money fight, but let go of the belts.
Drop the
Let go of
damn belts,
those belts.
man. Drop the belts. You ain't gonna fight no. You ain't gonna fight. Then drop the damn belts, man. What you
Yeah,
holding
that's what I
for?
say. I
Yeah, I
have no
hate when
problem
niggas hold
with
on to the
Canelo.
belts, man.
Yeah, I have no problem with Canelo only wanting money fights. You became the first Mexican undisputed champion. You made a lot of money in your career. You only want money fights. I have no problem with that. If that's what you want to do, that's your career. You can do what you want to do. But drop the belts if you're not trying to fight these guys who want to fight for the belts.
It's ridiculous. It's out of control, and this is why. Hey, and I know we'll never get this. There needs to be an overseeing body, somebody who oversees the sanctioning bodies, right?
Luke J.
And if you have that, then more fights got to be forced. Hey, either you gonna make this fight or you dropping the belt. And if you gonna drop the belt, we're gonna make this fight for the belt. That's it.
Yeah,
It's that
yeah.
simple.
Yeah, it's
Stop
really
all this.
that
And
simple.
Stop all this.
I would.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I wish that senator was able to do that before he passed away, because that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get a governing body over the sport of boxing. That was his big advocate, Senator McCain. I wish he would have got that done, but he was unable to get it done before he had passed, because that would have been great for the sport of boxing, because we wouldn't be going through what we're going through now.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that should be investigated by the FBI in boxing right now, and it's a shame that it doesn't have an overseer, like a commissioner or something like that. Man, it's really sad, but Andre's trying to do something with the union, so hopefully, I don't know.
Who is?
Andre Ward.
Okay, Andre Ward. Okay.
Andre Ward.
Jake Paul was talking about that too. I mean, he might
Yeah.
need to team up with Jake Paul, and
Yeah,
maybe
for real.
their two voices might be able to move some pins.
And you think
But right
Ryan
now,
Garcia got some Instagram followers? He ain't got nowhere near as many followers as Jake Paul.
Hey, y'all, don't be mad at me when I say this. I hope Mike Tyson put Jake Paul in a damn coma. I hope
I've
he
been
beat
said
the
that.
dog shit
I've
out
been
of him.
said that.
Beat the dog shit
But
out
I
of
heard
him.
they're gonna have big gloves, headgear, and all that stuff. I don't think this is gonna be what you think.
Headgear.
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an exhibition. I don't know
Oh,
about the
Lord.
head. I don't know about the headgear, but I do know it's supposed to be an exhibition. So they might have headgear on. I
I've
don't
been
know about
hearing
the headgear.
headgear. Because
Yeah,
Mike,
yeah.
somebody got a sanction to fight. Mike was 58 years old.
Yeah, he's 58 years old, so I wouldn't doubt that they say, hey, let's put some headgear on. This man is an old man. He damn near a senior citizen. That man damn near about to start collecting Social Security.
He
Hey,
can hear.
and Jake Paul is 27,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
30 years his senior.
That Mike Tyson is old enough to be his father or damn near grandfather.
Shit, he older. Mike Tyson's old enough to be my father.
Yeah, I mean he's a couple of years younger than my mother. Like, I mean, well, 10 years to be exact. He's 10 years younger than my mother. So
He's only
he
2
damn near
years younger than my mother.
he damn near old
Yeah,
enough to be my father.
he older than my mama, so
Like Mike Tyson is literally in between my mother, because my mother is 20 years older than me. I'm 48. My mother be 68 in April. Mike Tyson is 58. He literally in between me and my mother.
that's
So
right.
My mother just turned 60 in January, and he's 58. So he's only 2 years. He my mom them age. You know what I'm saying? So Mike, I that's like my dad going out there rumbling. Like, I think this shit gonna be some wrestling shit. To be honest, I think it is going. I don't think they're gonna be in there trying to, because they kind of cool. Jake and Mike. So I don't know if this gonna be what we think.
I ain't gonna hold you. With what I seen Mike do against Roy, Mike, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I think Mike pulled a lot of punches against Roy. You know what I'm
Yeah, he
saying?
did. He did.
And so if he go in there with that same mentality of pulling punches, then he gonna get fucked up. If he go in there with that real Mike Tyson, and if he go in there with that dog mentality, man, Jake Paul getting fucked up, bro. And
I don't think Mike Tyson gonna go in there with that same mentality, because he had a lot of respect for Roy. Him and Roy came up in the game together. He had a lot of respect for Roy. I don't think he has that same respect for Jake Paul.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jay Gibson. Like he said, basically going back to referring Jerron Ennis. He said you got Ugas, Brian Norman Jr., Connor Ben. That would be good.
Hell no. Brian
Ramo,
Norman Jr. Dog.
Rocha, Barrios. Those are tough fights.
I'm gonna tell you right
no,
now.
they're not. No, they're not tough fights.
Brian Norman Jr. gets stopped in the first 2 rounds.
That
man gets stopped in the
that's
first
cap.
2
That's
rounds.
cap. That's cap. That's cap.
I think he's a little bit better
no,
than
it's
that,
not.
Free.
No, it's not. I've
That's
seen
cap,
Brian
Free.
Norman Jr. fight.
I done seen him fight too.
Dog,
Yeah.
mark my words. He fight Boots. He gets stopped in the first 2 rounds.
Nah, he's a little bit better.
Hey,
I see Bruce
that
can
fight
beat
gonna
him, but
happen,
I think the guy's a
I'll
little
take the
bit
bet.
better than
I'll
that.
take that. I'll take that bet though. I'll take that bet if the fight happens.
That's not
That fight
fair,
ain't gonna
Flea.
never
I think he's
happen.
a little.
It ain't
I
gonna
think,
never
Person to
happen.
stop loses. We get in there, boom, Floyd in my ear. He was actually in the ring while we was sparring, while me and Devin was sparring. He was grabbing my arms like, while I'm trying to punch Devin, he was grabbing my arm like, nah.
get out of it. What was that?
What did it have anything to do with anything we were talking about?
Hey, I just want you to remember what happened, Dub. That's all.
And then BBO jump on just to say that bullshit. All right, you got it.
He said he wanted to let that burn in your memory.
You
In your
got it.
memory
Hold
bank.
on. Let me roll the tape.
I ain't got no
Person to
problem with
stop loses. We get in there, boom, Floyd in my ear. He was actually in the ring while we was sparring, while me and Devin was sparring. He was grabbing my
I ain't
arms
got
like,
no problem with
while
none
I'm
of that
trying to
shit.
punch Devin,
None
he was
of it.
grabbing my arm
No
like,
problem.
nah.
All I'm saying is that shit won't happen today. It won't happen today.
It's gonna be worse.
Now,
Hey,
Thomas. Hey, Thomas, you know I put my money where my mouth at. If that
I
fight
know you
happen,
do.
if that fight happen, me and you, we got a bill on it if that fight happen.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna tell you this.
hold on.
I'm gonna
Now,
tell you this.
hold on. You said it's gonna be worse, right? You said Tank gonna do Devin worse. That's what you saying, right?
Oh yeah, it
Way
ain't gonna
worse.
be no headgear and ain't gonna be no 16-ounce gloves. So it's definitely gonna be worse.
All
It's
right.
gonna be knockout by destruction, round 7 through 9. But going back to what you said, I think that Tyson had mad respect for his fellow compadre and Roy Jones Jr. You got a
I
Mickey
agree.
Freaky
I
that's
agree with
a
that.
social media star that's coming in here trying to perp like he a boxing star, saying that he getting better and all this stuff. Man, he better not pull no punches on him. And he got on some big old gloves with some headgear. Nah, he better come full force, full throttle. And I don't want to see he ain't about to get hurt. He gonna do the hurt. That's the Mike Tyson. I know. Even in his advanced state, that man don't have nowhere near the skill nor will that Mike Tyson have. I don't see him doing any damage to him. He
And,
better
and, and,
not.
this,
If Go ahead.
and this is the craziest part. The crazy thing is even Mike Tyson at damn near 60, right? Still one of the most awkward, difficult styles to deal with. The peekaboo style. We ain't seen nobody really do that to success. Pitbull Cruz tried to do it to some degree, but he don't do it well at all. Nobody can do what Mike Tyson does in the ring. We ain't seen it. And so even then, Jake Paul, you coming in here, you ain't never seen. You can't go find a nigga who gonna fight like that and be effective the way Mike Tyson gonna be. And so I'm just saying, outside of Mike Tyson pulling punches, Jake Paul getting knocked the fuck out, in my opinion.
I don't know.
Uh,
I'll say this though. I did hear about Mike Tyson beating that Mexican dude up. What's that heavyweight with the curly hair? I always forget his name, man. Um Start with a P. I think it's you know what I'm talking about, free the Mexican kid that's coming up at heavyweight.
oh, you talking about damn. He was the silver medalist.
Yeah, with the curly hair.
Yeah. God dang. It's
You
not
Yeah,
talk,
Chavez.
you talking about over at Top Rank?
Yeah, top rank dude.
yeah.
Torres?
Torres.
Torres.
Torres said Mike Tyson beat him up really, really bad.
You talking about Torres, the
Yeah,
dude from
yeah.
Top
He
Rank,
said
I didn't,
Mike.
I didn't,
Torres.
I didn't, I didn't, I didn't see that. He said Mike beat him up.
Yeah, he said Mike. He said
He
Mike
said
was.
Mike hurt his ass.
Yeah, he
I
said
ain't
He was
Mike
seen
went
that.
hurting
over.
for days.
I
His
went.
exact words was Mike went too far.
No, Mike still. No, I watched Mike train. Mike still got it. It's just he's old. He still got it. Mike still got the reflexes, the movement, and everything. He just old.
Yeah,
But the
his
thing
work.
is, even with being old, the man never got more boxing than Jake Paul ever known.
Yeah, but to hear Torres say that Mike was going too far, that lets you know everything. You know.
Nah. I think Mike would be a little tough on somebody like if Jake Paul got in the ring with Torres right now, we always say that Torres gonna knock his ass out. We would all say that, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Torres
So I
knocking Jake Paul ass out.
so I think Mike Tyson would, especially in sparring, I think he want to be difficult against an individual like that because that's what's gonna make him better. Whereas in this fight with Jake Paul, I don't even think he really worried about making them better. He worried about he getting the bag out this. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson getting the bag, Paul getting the bag. I just hope Tyson don't pull punches, man. I want that nigga to go out there throwing motherfucking
I'll be
haymakers like he always did. Yeah,
I'll be like Mike Lowry, nigga. I'd be pissed if
Mike gonna
Lukey
come
and
in there.
Dookie was
Mike gonna come in
Rookie.
there with them daggone orthopedic New Balance on and fuck Jake
and
Paul
fuck.
up.
Hey, I tell you this though, Torres. I don't think Torres was playing, Dub. I mean, he said Mike was going too far when they sparred, man. I don't know, man.
And this the thing, Richard Torres, he the closest person to have that peekaboo style we were just talking about. He's one of the individuals who kind of sort of has that style, not to the same degree that Mike had, but because he's a smaller heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? He got to use that elusive style. And so when the problem, what happened is when you say Mike going too tough, he was looking at Mike as a 60-year-old man, and Mike came in there looking at his ass like a champion and started putting hands on his ass. That's what happened.
Yeah,
man.
Mike.
I want to see
I'm
the
just
Mike that was following old boy with his eyes when he was moving from side to side. That Mike right there is the Mike I remember.
Yeah, that
That's the
might get
Mike
yeah.
that got in the ring with
It's kind of
Torres.
scary, Mike.
Yeah,
That's old.
that Mike that fought the Tony Tubbs and the Mitch Green.
Yeah,
That Mike was out there killing people.
yeah.
Hey, you
that's
know,
what I've known Mike to be. I ain't never known him to be like somebody that's gonna take it
Well, he
easy on
wasn't really a
nobody.
killer in that Roy Jones fight, and they fought with
No,
regular,
but I understand that though, because that's for charity, that's exhibition, and he got respect for Roy Jones.
Same thing with
Hey,
Jake Paul. They cool. They
you gotta remember too. Roy Jones used to be a professional fighter as well. Roy Jones ain't no goddamn Jake Paul. Roy
That's
Jones,
true. He
he's
know
a
how to
much
protect himself way better than Jake Paul.
right. He a much better boxer than Jake Paul. Even at this level, he's a much better boxer than Jake Paul. He might not have the same athleticism that he once had, but he's still a
But
much
he
better boxer than Jake
And his
Paul.
he ain't
you
getting
know
IQ.
that.
what's funny though? I think we missing on the fact that Mike looks like Mike in spurts. Like that's the thing that we missing. Mike is
Oh,
looking like he
that's what
looks
he
like
gonna
Mike
give. He
in
gonna get
spurts.
spurts. He ain't in like
No,
he ain't in
I want to
competition.
see the weigh in. I mean, well, I didn't get a chance to see the weigh in. They had the weigh in the other day. I wanted to see the weigh in. No, I know Mike was just sitting there staring at Jake Paul. Jake Paul probably was talking, and Mike was just sitting there staring at his ass.
Hey, when is the fight? When is the fight?
Uh,
June, I think it's June 29th.
Oh, damn.
something like that.
If it's
Yeah,
June 29th, so shout out to Mike because we got the same birthday, June 30th. So if it's June 29th, Mike gonna put on a performance that night. I'm just telling y'all.
that man going to knock his ass out on it once that joint strike 12 on his 59th birthday. He gonna knock his ass.
It's funny though, free. I can see that, but I just seen Jake Paul put people to sleep, dude. And you got to
Jake
remember,
Paul
he's
put
a
Hell
on these
no.
Cleveland
old
too, man.
ass retired
Hell
MMA
no.
fighters and niggas that never was a good fighter in the sport of boxing. You saw him put those niggas to sleep.
But you
You
gotta
ain't
remember,
see
you gotta
him.
remember this
You
too. Hold on 1 second, Phil. Let me play this for you.
What I'd say is this, murder. It's us Ohio boys. You know how we get. You know how us Ohio niggas get down, nigga. Ohio nigga, double O. What's up, yo? Columbus, Akron, Cleveland, Springfield, Dayton, Youngstown. What's up, y'all? Cincinnati too. I ain't forget about you. You know I love y'all niggas.
nigga, that don't mean a damn thing to me, nigga.
BBO
That don't mean
crazy.
a damn thing to me because I know hard niggas in the suburbs. So, cause you from Cleveland, Ohio, that has nothing to do with nothing. I mean, if you want to talk about that Mike Tyson from Brownsville.
My nigga, have you ever seen the movie Dexter? The series Dexter?
Yeah.
That fool Dexter was a Mickey Freaky from the suburbs too. You
Bro,
saw how hard his ass was.
Well,
what,
Dexter used to eat people. That's different, bro.
But
that man,
hey, hey,
you talking about Cleveland, Ohio? That
I
nigga
ain't
Mike
never
Tyson from
seen Dexter,
Brownsville.
bro. I've never seen Dexter, bro.
That shit crazy.
It's a good show, man. It's
You
like
never saw Dexter?
No, no, and it's
Damn.
crazy because I watch crime shit, but so I believe I tried to watch Dexter, and like the first episode or some shit, the scene. I don't remember exactly what the fuck that shit was, but I was like, what the fuck is? Nah, I'm good, bro.
Dub, you really didn't miss nothing. It's okay. Like a
Hey,
female I was
Thomas,
dealing
put that
with.
in the chat in the private chat. So I'm gonna watch it tonight.
A female that I used to deal with was watching, and she used to get me to watching. It was just, it was some good episodes, but overall, the shit was weird.
But and see, this the thing when you got shit like the black. Anyway, I ain't even trying to get into TV and I ain't even trying to do it. I plead the fifth. Let's move back to boxing. Let's move back to boxing.
I plead the fifth.
Nah,
I
I
don't
mean, it's
want to
but
incriminate
just going
myself.
to that statement though. If I would have been like that, I would have missed the damn Wire, y'all, because the Wire didn't start off hot at all. But damn, by episode 3, that was cracking.
It
But
was on fire.
but this was the thing. So I watched The Wire later in life,
Oh
and
man,
like you said, hey, them first episodes kind of started off slow, but then again, I tried to watch Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, bro. I was like, after the first episode, I was like, man, what the fuck am I watching? What? Who is telling me this shit is just the greatest? And
no, that
then
Hey,
Well,
Dub,
that's
I ain't watched
boring.
none of them shits either,
Game
dog.
of Thrones is boring, man. You gotta think of us, man. A black kid, it's not
no,
no fun in that, bro.
no,
Like
no,
no.
no.
See
Game
the
Game
Game
of
of
Thrones
Thrones.
got good. It got
What you
good
gotta
after a while.
you gotta put your mind frame in that time
And,
period, because
I agree.
if you watching it in the modern day time period, you're gonna
You
be
like, what
thrown
the
off. You're
fuck
gonna be
is
like,
this,
man, this,
bro?
yeah. You're gonna
This
be like,
some
man, I'm not trying
bullshit.
to watch this.
That's how it
The
was.
Walking Dead, was pretty dope. The chick I was dealing with, she was watching that. Now that was all right.
I
I
still hadn't watched The Walking Dead. I can't get.
I,
Once
I
again,
watched a couple. I watched a
I
couple of
watched the
episodes of
first.
that.
I watched the first episode, and it's one of them things. I'm like, man, I can't. Now
Now
let
that shit get crazy.
you know what show was good, Prize, man?
hold on, hold
Black.
on,
Oh, my.
hold on, BVL, real quick.
Oh,
Was the Blacklist good to y'all? Was the Blacklist good?
I never watched it.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm gonna tell you what is good. Or if you never watched the episode, go back to episode 1, season 1, Snowfall. Dog, that shit is
Yeah, now
lightning.
that come on shoot. Snowfall
Yo,
was fire
I
yo,
too.
yo,
like
yo, 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 yo,
Snowfall.
yo, 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 yo,
I
yo, yo,
like
yo.
Snowfall.
The Blacklist is fire.
Thank
Straight
you,
Hell
thank
yeah,
you,
absolute
Thomas.
Blacklist.
fire.
Thank you.
No, you gotta watch Blacklist from season 1, episode 1. That way
Yeah,
you'll
What
know
is that
what's going
on?
on.
Is that
Because
on Hulu?
if you try to catch it now, you're gonna be lost. You're gonna be like, man, what the fuck is going on?
you can't catch it now but at the same time, if you go watch it from the beginning, matter of fact, the beginning was better than anything in the whole show.
Hell
Even
yeah,
though it
because
was some great parts. It was some
the
great
begin
parts. But and I didn't even like the last season. I didn't even like how the man died. Anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, like the beginning is because usually the first season, it usually sets up for everything else. So it's usually the best season is usually, but sometimes other seasons are better depending
But
on what
this
you're
was the
watching.
thing. The thing with the Blacklist was that because you understood that first off, who Raymond Reddington was, you understand who he is, and that now he's working with the FBI. Although, is he working with them or using them? You don't even know what's going on. He didn't establish his empire. I mean,
I'm gonna
it
tell you
was fantastic. It was
another good series
fantastic.
that was good when it was on. I don't know if it's still on. I haven't watched it in a while. Was Homeland. Homeland, no, that shit happened right around 9/11, and they came out with that series Homeland. I was stuck every time that joint came on. I was like, oh, who about to get killed in this one?
You gotta remember though, too. You from DC, so you can see
right.
that better than we can. Like
But
that's right around the corner for you.
but at the same time, I understand it. I understand when you talk about Homeland because yeah, there are, especially when it's series with shit that's going on that you can relate to. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's about is being able to relate to this shit. But at the same time, to understand that even there may be criminals out here, we have no. And I believe it's true. All these people, this shit wasn't no made up story. These are all individuals that's really out here. You got into. I mean, my
I'm gonna
God,
tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you
it's
Yo,
right now.
beautiful.
I'm gonna
It's
tell
Raymond
you right
beautiful.
Reddington
now. A lot of those stuff they put in them daggone TV shows, it be
Are
really
in
real.
real
going
life.
on.
It's
Yeah,
real.
yeah. No, that's a fact.
You
And
gotta,
Raymond
you
Reddington,
gotta. Go ahead. My bad.
Nah, that nigga Raymond Reddington was one of the coldest characters they ever wrote up. Dog was
My
like
God.
a cold killer with a conscience. That
What?
Mickey Freaky was using the FBI. That Mickey Freaky was using them to get rid of folks, to elevate his position in
But
places.
but they ain't got the balls to tell you in front of the FBI, as he done let himself allowed to be locked up. Say, no, I don't want y'all. You're trying to use us for our intelligence. No, I don't want your intelligence. I'll use my own. My God, my God, what is he
Yeah,
saying?
You know
He
what I'm
telling you,
telling
he
you?
telling you, I'm running an enterprise that's on your level. So anything we do together, I mean, my God, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Nah,
I want to see. I don't know
that
if
was a
you've
hell
been
of a
watching
show.
The Wire hard enough, but I really want to set up like a have a show where we talk about the Wire, man, because it's some little nuances that the Wire was on. I was like a small kid, so it's some stuff that when you watch it, you say
No,
like,
I,
"Whoa."
I,
The problem
I know.
I have to go back and watch The Wire. I have to go back and watch it again.
No, I
Respect.
Well, D
watched
Free
it. I
watch it
watched The
from a
Wire
different
because
eyes.
I watched it from a different angle than y'all watched it
Yeah,
because for one, I live out here, and for two of the characters that was in The Wire are from out here. Like I work with one of the guys' father and Genghis, which is the tall dark skinned dude that had the braids.
Am I
He's
yeah.
I grew up with him. He's one of the leaders for the backyard band. I grew up with him, so I know those guys personally, and so I was watching that shit different than everybody else was watching. Like when that shit was about to come on, I was in the house ready. Ain't nobody fucking with me. I'm
My
watching The Wire.
nigga. So you got to look at the lens from a law enforcement perspective as well too, dog. You getting a whole different
Oh yeah, I mean like a lot of that stuff that
experience
happened in The
watching that
Wire.
bad boy.
A lot of that stuff that happened in The Wire was actually going on in the city of Baltimore. A lot of that stuff was actually
now,
going
now,
on.
now, now, this the interesting thing, D Free, because what you being where you're located at, you know what I'm saying? I understand The Wire. I also want to ask about what do you know about the government? Have you looked into the malfeasance of the government, especially with you being around DC? I flew in real quick. This is a quick story that I always love to tell. My aunt, she used to work for the Department of the DO or the DOD, Department of Defense.
DOJ.
No, Department
Uh,
of Defense, DOD. And so when she finally retired, you know what I'm saying? She flew me and all my cousins in. Hell, we took y'all ain't never heard of the airline, Contour. It fly from Macon, Georgia to BWI, Baltimore. We flew into Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? Went on tours, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Took a tour to Pentagon. One of the greatest stories I can ever tell. uh my aunt, it was 18 of us that she flew in. Well, the dude at the front, he was like, well, this the Pentagon. She was no longer working in the Pentagon, but he was like, you can only take 10 people with you at a time. She was like, no, y'all go ahead and check in, let me make a phone call. Man, brother, get on the phone. Yes sir, yes sir. No, my apology. No, oh y'all good, y'all good to go. Don't worry about it. Y'all all good to go. Don't even check it. I was like, what is going on?
Now I would tell you my aspect of the government, like it with the government and with the law enforcement, it's a lot of politics. And some of the
for
stuff that you
sure.
saw, some of the stuff you saw in The Wire, it actually does go down like that. Like
For
they
sure.
want to get the big fish. They will use the small people to get the big fish. Like they will let a person get away with a couple of ounces, or they let a person get away with a couple of dime rocks because they
Might,
want
hey, they might be buying it. They might be buying it.
they got undercovers that will buy it for sure. They got undercovers that will buy it. I wanted to be part of that task force because I'm like, dog, these niggas don't know that I work for law enforcement. When I tell people I work for law enforcement, they be shocked because I look like a regular dude from the neighborhood. I don't look like law enforcement when I'm out of my uniform. I look like a regular dude from the neighborhood. Like I can spot law enforcement just by
Be
looking at him.
covered.
I ain't even got to know nothing. I was like, he worked for the department. My wife
Hey,
was like,
hey,
"What you talking about?" I
But to
know he
be
worked for the
fair though,
department.
to be fair, D Free, most people in New York and DC look like regular people doing law enforcement. It's not so much
No,
like,
no, no,
what
hold,
no,
no
hold
no
no.
what
on, D
this
Free.
what I'm
D Free.
saying.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. if a citizen, somebody out there who may be selling drugs, who knows what they're doing. If they ask you if you're a part of law enforcement, do you have to identify yourself?
You do it to a certain extent. Like if you're if like say you
And I'm saying,
rolling
say you undercover. Say you undercover. Say you undercover.
if you're undercover, no.
Okay.
Now if you're off duty, you don't. If you're on duty, but you in plain clothes and they ask you, are you law enforcement? Yeah, you have to identify yourself as law enforcement. But it's mainly if you're going to stop somebody, you have to identify yourself. You have to identify yourself. Like if I was rolling up on somebody and I throw my lights on and I'm in my personal car, like right now I'm in my personal car. I got my lights on but I'm in plain clothes. I will have to identify myself as law enforcement because we have special police officers that ride around in unmarked cars as well. So you will have to identify yourself as law enforcement. Hey, I'm detective such and such, or I'm officer such and such. You have to
Now,
identify
now, now,
yourself.
now second question: if you in an unmarked vehicle, can you pull an individual over for something for a simple something like speeding? Can you go after a dude for speeding if you in an unmarked vehicle?
Yes, hell yeah. You see
Amazing.
anybody? You see anybody breaking the law? Period. You as a law enforcement, your job, you're sworn under oath to uphold the laws of the land. If at any time somebody speed past you or commit a crime in front of you, and there's another officer that knows you are law enforcement and you don't do anything, you can get locked up for that because of failure to hold up your police duties. So like right now, I'm on duty. I'm protecting this building. I'm protecting this dorm that I'm at. If the
You
people
on,
across
hold
the
on, you
street,
on duty? Hold on, wait. You talking to us right now? You on duty?
yeah, I'm on duty. I'm on
But
duty.
but but not as a cop. You on duty as
No,
security.
I'm retired from the law enforcement. I'm a special police officer now. But
You
even as
hold
a
on, hold on, hold
even
on,
at
hold on. You said you what?
I'm
He's a
retired from
special.
law
He
enforcement.
retired from law
I'm a special.
enforcement, but he's a special. That means he has privileges that other security do not have. He's still a member of the law, and
Yeah,
he can
I'm like
uphold the law to the fullest.
a special police officer has the same power as a regular police officer. We do everything a regular police officer do. The only difference is we are bound by whatever property that we're protecting. Like right now, I'm here for this dormitory. I'm here protecting this dorm. So, but I'm here for this dorm. If I see somebody commit a felony or commit a crime across the street, by law, I have to detain that individual and call the call MPD and say, "Hey, I got an individual. This is what happened. I'm officer such and such. I'm on duty at the building across the street," and they will come out and take the person in. I have to go down to the police department and do
Got to go
paperwork
down to the
because
precinct.
I'm the arresting officer. I placed them under arrest, so I have to go down to the police department and still do the paperwork like the same police officer. Even though I'm retired, I'm not doing police work anymore. I'm a special police officer. But because I made the arrest, I got to go do the paperwork. And when it's time to go to court, I'm the arresting officer that's testifying in court.
Amazing. That's amazing right there. And the reason it's amazing, so what you telling us is, and I'm just being clear on this. You saying you no longer a part of the legitimate police force. You're a special police running your own company as far as security goes, but have the power of the police. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Any
Amazing.
any special police officer, like there's other states that have special police officers. Is a few, like Texas got special police officers. North Carolina got special police officers. Like North Carolina special police officers are recognized as regular police. They recognize as regular police. So there's
But
other states across the United States that have special police officers. And some of them recognize them as special police officers. Some of them recognize them as police. Like DC recognizes as police. Like right now, even though, like I said, police officer, a regular MPD officer can pull up. He has to get my permission in order to go into this dorm. I have the jurisdiction over this dorm. he has to get my permission to go into this dorm because this is a private property. I'm the officer over this private property. So unless they get called, he cannot just walk in. Now they will have to get called for him to be able to just walk in. If they don't get called and he just want to go in, he has to get my permission in order to go in.
So if they receive a call, then that call supersedes your authority. But if they don't receive a call, then they under your authority. Is what you're saying?
Correct.
Do you still get to keep your rank and file?
Yeah, I'm a deputy chief for my company. I'm a deputy chief for my company. So
it translates to the law over at the local law as well too, right? You're a
for
deputy chief to
DC.
them too.
For DC, like when they look at me, they identify me as Deputy Chief Freeman with AT Protective Services. So I'm not their deputy chief. I'm the deputy chief for my company, but they look at me as the ranking officer over my company. So if I have another officer, they say I need to speak to your superior, and they will call me and I identify myself deputy chief, and then we would talk. Like I could talk to the captain of MPD because they don't want to talk to my officers. They want to talk to me because I'm in charge.
So that means you like Gene Deal then, Free.
Like actually, in about another month or so, I will be running my company for the whole DC district. So I will not be deputy chief anymore. I will be the chief.
Damn. Well, congratulations, my man. Shit.
What's up, Free? But I'm about to jump off here. I got to work early in the morning, man. I'll holler at you.
All right, then, play.
Man, peace out.
All right.
Salute, Prize. Much love and respect, my brother.
Prize wasn't with all that damn cop talk.
like literally, I literally, because I know so many of the police officers because I work close with them. Even when I left, I still work with a lot of them because doing security, we work hand in hand with MPD. So like I could ride down the street and a police officer see my vehicle and they'll throw the lights on, and I throw my lights on to let them know I acknowledge them or whatever. So, right, they know my vehicle by sight. Like right now, I'm like I said, I'm on duty. I got my lights on right now because I'm patrolling this property. So I got my lights on now.
It's good to know a chief, nigga. I'm glad I know. I will drop a name in a heartbeat. No, I'm just kidding.
Look.
That brother said he'll drop a name.
Like you don't know, bro. My man, chief of police guy.
If I ever come through DC and I'm starting some ruckus, I ain't gonna do nothing big. I ain't gonna do nothing nothing felony wise. Maybe a couple misdemeanor here and there. I'm calling you, D Free. Go on to get me out from misdemeanor.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing. Quick, we say, she's like, I'm calling you if I ever get in trouble out here in DC. I'm like, you can call me. I mean, a lot of these officers know. They be like, hey, Deputy Chief Freeman. They be like, you talking about used to be Lieutenant Freeman? Like, Lieutenant Freeman.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I know who that is. Yeah, that's my man. Give him a call. They're like, man, go ahead.
In a couple of months, nigga, it's gonna be Police Chief Freeman.
No. Hey, he gonna be Citizen Police Chief Freeman. Citizen Police Chief Freeman.
Respect. Citizens on patrol.
Hey, I had a ball in DC, man, riding scooters all through the Capitol, bro. That is a lot of fun, man. DC is a lot of fun.
You said you rode scooters through the Capitol?
Yeah, DC is like real flat, so everything's like in one area.
Yeah.
No, it ain't real flat no more.
No, yeah, well, and real quick, what BBO talking about? He's talking about when you go to DC and you looking at the landmarks. When you got Abraham Lincoln Memorial, the Capitol. Yeah, no, all that shit is right there together. It's all right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the African American Museum, a fantastic museum to go to if y'all never been.
I don't know how long y'all been to DC. I don't know when the last time y'all been to DC, but it's daggone high rise everywhere out this bitch. Like
But
then
Is
he got
you missed what I'm
no. Them
saying. So I'm
joints.
talking about if you out by the landmarks, it's butter out there. I mean, if
that's
you
what
As far as better
I'm
as
talking
in
about the
what?
landmarks like BVO is. I think me and
No, I'm talking about
BVO talking about the same area.
yeah, if you
when
talking
you
about you know
say
where the
when you
food
say
trucks be.
when you say better as
Exactly.
in what?
Where the food trucks be? Shout out to BVO.
Yeah.
When you say better as in what?
But what I'm talking about is open. What I'm saying is it's wide open is what I'm saying.
Oh,
If,
you talk. The only part that's wide open like that, I know what you're talking about. That's the mall.
yeah, the
That's the
mall.
mall.
Yeah.
That's from the Capitol to the Monument. They got a big field that goes
Yeah.
all the way down. That's the mall.
If
And,
that's what y'all call it, that's what we talking about.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what we talking about. We can go
that's the
down to the
national
people's
mall.
house. You can
You
ride
look,
past
look,
there.
you right across the street from the White House. You got
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Washington Memorial. You got the Lincoln Memorial. You got Martin Luther King Memorial somewhere over there on the back end that you got to go find. Uh, you got the
It's right on
African.
the water.
No. Well, you got the African American
Thomas Jefferson and
historical.
all that.
You
Yeah.
got that going. You got all that right there in the same area. That's the
Hey,
area we're talking about. We
I'm gonna
ain't
tell
talking
you,
about the
I bet you
entire.
We ain't talking about the city.
I bet you I know y'all I bet you I know somewhere y'all never been at and y'all was right next to it because y'all named all the memorials. Y'all was right next to it. Y'all never been to the Spy Museum, have you?
Nah, never
No, I
been.
never even heard of it.
Dog. Next time y'all come to DC, go to the Spy Museum. All of
Okay.
that stuff that's in the Spy Museum is real live stuff that they used to use and some of it they still use now. That's
Now,
real life. Dog, you're gonna be surprised of all the stuff that they got. You're gonna be like,
hold,
man, I thought that shit was just on TV. No, that
hold
shit
on,
real.
different. Now, let me ask you this, because I did get a chance to tour the Pentagon, right?
Hmm.
Um, so you get to see Fidel Castro, Golden Gun, and you get to see all type of weird shit that you didn't even know that the people. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that we had these type of things, and they're on display as you taking a tour of the Pentagon. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
The craziest
Yo,
thing, we passed the alien autopsy room, right?
Yeah.
My aunt, now my aunt is leading the tour. Remember, it's 18 of us. She brought one of her friends to kind of it was supposed to be her and her friend, but her friend no longer worked at the Pentagon, had her shit had been revoked. That's why my aunt had to make the phone call or whatever. So we touring and we go across the alien autopsy room. Now, mind you, me and my cousins, we range in the age from at this current moment in time from 45 to probably 19. You know what I'm saying? So at this current moment in time, I'm probably 30. I'm on the younger side of things. So I'm like, hold on, man, look at this room right here, the alien autopsy room. Okay. So I asked my aunt about it. She said, well, damn, I ain't never seen this room right here. The tour going this way, guys, and just took the hell off. So I asked the other lady. She was like, I swear to God, she said, you wouldn't even believe what the United States government got going on. You wouldn't even believe it. And I'm like, so
oh,
what is alien autopsy room? She was like, well, I can't really speak on that. I don't have clearance to speak
Clean.
directly to that. But at the same time, you wouldn't believe a lot of it. And I'm
I,
oh my,
thinking like,
I'll tell you this, man. I had a older guy used to work with some years ago, man. He was from LA. He said, and I don't know how true this is, but he said back in the 80s, there would just be like crates of guns and like all types of weapons just like in the middle of nowhere. And people would come grab them weapons, man, and bring them right to the neighborhoods and stuff. So it's like the stuff that we think is different, man. A lot of that stuff is real. That's what TV is for, man. To kind of get your mind ready for what you about to see. Because if you think this big old world is just us on here, it's foolish to
any,
think so.
anything they put on TV, anything they had to get the idea from somewhere. That's what I always say. They didn't
yeah,
just make this shit up in their mind.
my stepfather used to work at the Pentagon before he had passed. He was a retired Air Force master sergeant, so he worked at the Pentagon for about 10 years.
And
And
and and being a master sergeant, he got them lower level clearances. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Respectfully.
yeah, but it's a lot of stuff that goes on at the Pentagon, like that alien autopsy. That's they not only is that there at the Pentagon, but they have a spot, I believe is in the Nevada desert, Savannah Desert. I'm sorry. I believe
Area
it's the Savannah
51,
Desert.
Area
Yeah.
51, what you talking about?
Yep. Yep. They got a spot out there, like it's literally a military base in the middle of nowhere.
But
Like
it's
literally,
underground though. But it's
yeah,
underground more than
it's
anything.
underground.
Yeah.
They got the longest airstrip in the country.
It's in the middle of nowhere. Like you go out there, you be like, hold up, there's nothing out here. Like literally for miles, it's nothing out there.
Nigga,
But niggas be watching.
it's in the middle of the damn Grand Canyon. What are you talking about? Like,
Right, in the middle, like dead smack in the middle. Like nobody is going to find this unless you lost out here and you trying to find your way back to civilization. Like you would
So
never, and
but but
even
but
then, you probably walk right past it and never know.
but what be so crazy is that's where you hear more quote unquote UFO conspiracies and the individual who claiming to see these UFOs. You hear more about that in that area than you hear anywhere else.
Yeah,
It's interesting. It's interesting.
a lot of that stuff is conspiracy. A lot of that stuff ain't conspiracy.
Hey, no. Hey, when they say conspiracy theory, right? That's when I know that's when I know I'm onto something. And
Yeah,
once I become a conspiracy theorist, then I'm onto something
yeah,
because
because
you
basic
telling me it's a
conspiracy.
theory. No, it's a conspiracy going on. It's a conspiracy going on. I'm just trying to figure out what exactly it is.
Right.
oh well, shit, you
Because
you
conspiracy
barking up the
theory
right
is
alley over there.
basically what it is conspiracy theory is you got facts about a certain subject,
You just
a
don't have
certain
the
thing.
absolute proof. You don't have the
Yeah, you
absolute
don't.
proof.
Right, you don't have the absolute proof of what you just saw or what you just witnessed. You don't have like they got the conspiracy theory about the Sasquatch. Somebody saw something big run past their goddamn truck or their window or something. They just
Multiple,
don't know what the hell it is.
but
They
multiple people have seen it. Multiple people.
they just don't know what
Yeah.
the hell it is. It's not a dinosaur. And it's not no goddamn bear. It
Hey,
ain't no daggone
hey,
moose.
hey. Yep. Y'all speaking of things that's gonna get the most hated channel on YouTube shut down, man. Y'all gotta change the topic, bro.
It's the most
Hey,
hated channel on YouTube.
hey. The reason we on YouTube is to speak on the truth. That's why we here. Because
Hey,
this is a platform that allows you to speak
y'all
the
finna
truth.
get BVO probed and everything else, man. Y'all get off this subject, man.
BVO, hey, hey, what? BVO ready for it? BVO ready for it? He did one, pro. My bad. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to
Hey,
say that. I
Damn.
didn't. I'm bullshitting. I'm bullshitting. But no,
hey,
BVO ready for it, man. One thing about BVO, hey, he want all the smoke, so we gonna bring the smoke.
Nah, y'all finna get BVO on that list where they gonna be watching every word he say. He gonna make a joke, and all of a sudden they gonna get a knock at his door.
hey,
I'm telling y'all better stop,
Flash
man.
that nigga with the briefcase, look.
Hey, it might be D Free knocking at his door. It might be D Free.
Nah, it's gonna be the man
Nigga
in
have a
black. That's
brand
what
new
it's gonna
wife and
be.
kids.
Nigga, I'm
And then he
retired.
gonna
The
come
next
back on
thing you know,
YouTube
nigga,
talking about some A1. A1, I ain't never heard of you before, but you sure, bro? I see the TWT, but I'm like, what happened, bro? Yeah, he got a visit about a man in black. Go drink your milk, baby.
hey,
You
you gotta forgive
remember
A1. But
when Jesse the Body Ventura used to have that daggone show Conspiracy Theory?
Yep.
yeah, that was a
mm-hmm.
good show.
Oh, he used to talk
Nah,
about
BB,
all that
I'm
stuff.
trying to save your channel, man. I'm trying to save your channel. They trying to put you on that blacklist, man.
They trying to
I
get
mean,
you Raymond Reddington.
I'm telling you, bro. They gonna have
Man,
a
no,
Jesse Samela ain't gonna have
no.
nothing on him.
See, this is the thing. BVO, and I say this respectfully, BVO, an
What's
honorable individual. He an honorable individual. He ain't, hey. The reason he gonna allow us to have these type of conversations because he ain't got nothing to worry about. That's why he gonna.
Man.
Hey, we gonna talk what we talk. Tell me if I'm wrong about that, BVO.
Hey, you know, as long as we ain't talking about your boy Puff, man, we good to go.
take that.
Oh man. Don't tell me y'all
about
had
to
another
have
pool party.
BBO about to have about daggone another 5,000 subscribers. They be like, hold on, they talking conspiracy theory over there? Oh.
Hey, you know what's so funny, man? When you read some of the conspiracy theories, you find out it's more to them. Like I'm reading this book about the JFK assassination, and the thing
Ooh-wee.
that and the thing that's so funny is y'all know who Woody Harris is? The
Yeah.
Yep.
dude
Yeah,
that played on
Yep.
White Man Can't Jump.
yeah.
Yep.
His father was arrested in the JFK assassination.
Oh yeah, I know. I know about that. I know about that.
Yeah.
They
I
all
think he
should be
did.
arrested. All of them have something to do with it.
Yeah,
It pretty much was the CIA because I guess the CIA was kind of running
Whoa, whoa,
rapid.
whow, whoa. D free. I mean, BBL. Hey, don't do it.
But you know what's so funny about that? Isn't it funny how Malcolm X in 1963 was able to say, "It's nothing but the chickens coming home to roost." So he already knew so it was already known that that was an inside job. That's the part that blows my mind. How did a black Muslim leader know that? Because
Hey,
when people
don't
It
forget
do
don't.
it.
about Malcolm X, people don't.
It
You
don't.
gotta
It don't blow
remember.
your mind. It don't blow your mind. It what it does is show that, man. Regardless, shout out to Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, there's always been interactions with black people in the CIA. It's always been going on. It's always been going on.
yeah.
Respectfully, you
But
go
no,
look.
what I'm
What's his
saying
name?
is
What's his
that.
name? Was an informant to these people. I mean, come on now.
Well, this is the thing
And
I'm
he
saying.
don't get he don't get no criticism for it. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, all I'm saying is the thing is like how people talk about Malcolm X, they talk about Dr. King. The thing that people don't realize that Malcolm X in his time when he was alive, he was seen as special. This dude was on Time magazine. This dude was like on all like I'm talking about all of what you would call at that time intellectual magazines, papers. Like he was all over the Wall Street Journal. Dr. King never was like that.
No, because the difference between Malcolm X and Dr. King. Dr. King was pretty much he was in the church, so he was turned the other cheek. Malcolm X wasn't in the church. Malcolm X was by any means necessary. So they was
No,
fighting
I'm
for the
not. This
same.
what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about. He was celebrated for his intellect. Very young.
No,
You got to remember.
I understand that he was a very bright individual. But what I'm saying
Hell
is
yeah, he was.
Malcolm X and Dr. King was fighting for the same cause, but they was going by different methods of fighting for that cause.
But this is
Like,
what I'm saying. You talking about a 36-year-old man in fucking Time magazine. That was unheard. You know, what I'm saying is basically people don't realize how much Malcolm was embraced as an intellectual. He was embraced at the highest level, man. Like he wasn't like they try to play him as some dude who was by any means that whole speech that he was doing was really telling some people about how important they are. And who told that was the same time he did the whole speech, who told you to hate yourself. I think
I
the
mean
thing
that,
that people I think the thing that people don't realize about Malcolm that Malcolm was a celebrated figure for his intellect. It wasn't about even his religious belief, it was just about him as a person. He was touring colleges, man, at 32, 33 years old. I don't think people realize how young those guys was. Like,
I mean that's the reason why Malcolm X ultimately led to his demise is because he was so smart and he saw so many things when he went overseas and he saw those Muslims and it was all different races. It wasn't just black. He was like, oh, he came back to America. He was on a different mind frame. He was like, nah,
Facts.
those the white people are not our enemies. They are brothers as well. It just over here is different. And I think it was Elijah Muhammad that was in charge at the time.
Hey, hey, D free. Not to
Yeah,
interrupt you, but you notice they just clipped up. What I tell you, man, y'all keep speaking on some certain
he
things,
said they
bro.
just clipped up. But yeah, I think it was Elijah Muhammad. He didn't like the message that Malcolm X was putting out there, so it rubbed him the wrong way because Elijah Muhammad was on something different at the time, and Malcolm X saw it differently, and so it ultimately led to his demise.
I
Yeah, I
think
think both of you guys right. I think that it's un it's really unheard of for somebody that was black in that day and age and that young to be, you know, featured by publications that didn't cater to our people, but be free right, like that was ultimately his demise and his experience out there, you know, visiting the motherland and seeing how truly they view the religion that he was ascribed to, and saw how that they interacted with one another, and that there was nothing but love there, and wasn't hate like what was going on here. And
Right.
he started to. I mean, that's when his relationship with King got a lot better, because
Yep.
Yeah.
remember he didn't like King at all, because
Right.
he
And people
respected King
yeah.
as an intellectual, because King is smart too. He's not on the level of Malcolm, but he was definitely a smart man. But it's just that, he went from, like you said, by any means necessary, to, man, we need to work together, and that, he
You know
said
the
that
thing that
rubbed
you
it.
said that's so powerful, Tommy?
What's going on, Five?
The man was getting ready to take the United States to the United Nations for racism. And when you think about that, you say, wow. Because I don't know if you guys heard the Pacific Summit, not about, I think it's about 3 years ago, when Trump was still in office, and when the Chinese people said a black man in his own country can't walk across the street without being harassed. It was like so powerful to think that everybody knows what we're going through, but even a Chinaman had to say, "Hey, you don't tell me about what we do to people in our country. You still treat the black man like shit in his country." So I think the thing I'm getting to is that, like you just said, something for a man. I'm 33. For a man to be 34, 35 years old, to be in Time magazine at that time, we're talking about the only people that
All
used to
right.
the only person who was in Time magazine before Malcolm at that time was the lady Hattie McDaniels, when she won her Oscar in 1933. So just think about how special Malcolm had to be, because as great as Dr. King was, we all know him as a theologian, being very intelligent. I think people don't realize that Malcolm X was on another level intellect wise.
Oh, for
The,
sure. But
the
what D
man was
Free saying
traveling with
is true
Maya
too.
Angelou. Go ahead. My bad. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm no, you going to finish. I'm just saying what D Free was saying was true too, because he became bigger than the movement of Islam itself. So go ahead and finish what you're saying, because it ties in hand in
No,
hand.
what I was saying, just to put a bow on everything, is that Elijah was more spiritual, and I think that what you got with Malcolm, he wanted revolution, but he wanted revolution through almost through the way we got revolution through as a country. He wanted to do it through, like, through mentally, and say, let me show you why this is wrong. Because because I don't know if you guys ever heard of a book that's called Community, or it's called Community or Chaos. Where do we go from here? And that was Dr. King's last book, I believe. And Dr. King talked about the great crossroad we run into, where when we became free, so to speak, he found out that what Malcolm said was true. It don't matter if we can go to the lunch counter if we can't eat there. And I think even to this day, with the immigrants coming into our country and all this other stuff, why are the two biggest black bases, political bases in our country, New York and Chicago, got all the immigrants? It's not by mistake. It's not by mistake. And that's the thing I'm saying, that's so crazy about the world. I would consider myself, a black white dude, but at the end of the day, man,
You black Mexican.
not you said no, but no, but the thing I'm saying is, put it on, because I can go on about this all day. Is it's funny how our great grandfathers were not that far off of what we talking about today. Malcolm and
No,
Martin, so
our
50
great
years ago.
grandfather was trying to prevent of what's going on today. That's what it was. They were
Hey,
trying to
D Free, look
prevent.
at my name.
Huh?
Look at my screen name.
Ideas of black woman.
Nigga, D Free got the coldest laugh, dog.
Right, they not coming to get me. These are not thoughts and the what is it? Thoughts and emotions, or a message. I got nothing to do. I didn't say none of this stuff. I'm just here on the panel.
No,
Don't come knocking on my door.
our great grandfather was trying to prevent everything that's going on today. Like they wanted us to be able to get along and not have to fight and beat each other down in order to make it in this world. And a lot of us as a youngin didn't listen to those old people because we, just like our kids now, we believe they don't know what they're talking about. You ain't never been young before. But now as we older now, we understand what our grandfathers and our fathers was talking about as we talk to our kids, because my son said the same thing to me. Dad, you don't know what's going on out here. I'm like, nigga, you ain't never been in the streets. I'm from the streets. You ain't never been in the streets because I made sure you didn't have to be from the streets. So you don't. My son telling me I don't know what's going on. The same way I was telling my father, he didn't know what was going on. It just is. It moves on and on for each generation because as a kid, you think your parents was put on this earth as an old person. You don't think that they was your age at one time. You hear the stories, but you just don't never see it because all you see them as an older person because they was an older person when you were born. They was your
You
parents.
know the sad part, Freak, that gets me when you really dive into this stuff and you see how Malcolm was living as a man and you see how Martin was living as a man, it almost kind of makes you laugh to think that Martin got a statue, but Malcolm don't. They used to send sex tapes, not the actual tapes, but audio recordings, like sex audio recordings, to Coretta of Martin, because when Martin would go out, he would have his way. When you got a Malcolm who was so disciplined, him and his wife were not. They always said they wasn't together because there was more of a partnership. But this thing, Malcolm never violated his marriage at any point because he was so focused on what he was doing. And I just tell you this: when you get to reading about what he was doing, I mean, you just say, man,
And
two thumb for Malcolm for what he was doing, man, because
that's
he
the
didn't have to
reason.
do that back then.
That's the reason why Martin has a statue and Malcolm doesn't, because the way that Malcolm went about, well, it wasn't just his way, it was the way of the Muslims at that time. The way they went about getting their message across was a lot different than the way that that Martin went about getting his message across. Martin went about getting his message across, no violence. He gonna get his message across, and if you beat us up, oh well, we're gonna still continue doing what we're doing. But Malcolm X, they were like, nah, y'all not beating us up. We're gonna fight back. And so a lot of people gravitated to the way that Martin did because they saw, okay, you got to be a strong individual to take this beating and not be able to fight back. Rather, a person that was getting beat and was fighting back. They gravitated to Martin more than they did to Malcolm X.
Nah, they gravitated to Martin because he was viewed as more of the white collar type of. I mean, I can break it down to a census. He was a house nigga, and Malcolm was a field nigga in the essence
No,
of.
no, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that,
Bro,
bro.
Yeah, yeah.
let me finish. Let me
That's crazy.
finish. The only reason I break it down like that way, because you being a black man, you know what that means when you hear those two different type of black individuals. Like, we know what that means. One is, I got it out the mud and I worked hard and I grinded for it. The other one is, I'm gonna abide by every rule possible, and I'm gonna tell on my own people if that means it's gonna help me either stay in the house or keep giving me hot meals. And literally, like, it comes down to that, bro. Like, for me, that's I guess I can't speak there, but I look into it. I align more with Malcolm more so than I did with with Malcolm more so than I did with and
Oh, they getting A1 now.
I think the thing that's so crazy, and I want to get your
he
opinion
said
on it,
what?
Tommy. Ain't it
No,
crazy
you was
how these
breaking
guys
up.
were
You
so
was breaking
young,
up.
man, doing this?
Uh oh. Hold on, say that again.
I said the thing that blow my mind is how young they were doing this, man.
I mean, you think of it as them being young because you're that age now, but at that time they wasn't young. They wasn't young at that time. They was considered middle age, and so we look at it as young because some of us are past their age, or some of us are right at their age, and we believe that we're still young. But as a youngin coming up, you looking at them as a older guy because 35, 36 years old, You're not looking at him as a young guy anymore. You look at him as an older guy. They middle age. That's how you look at him. You look at him as middle age. So we look at it as them being young because, like myself, I'm older. So yeah, hearing that they was 35, 36 years old, yeah, they young compared to what my age is now. But when I was 35, 36, to the youngest, I was an old guy.
That's a good point. But I'm just saying, when you think about, Bob Marley was only 36 years old when he passed. Malcolm was 38 years old. Martin was 39 years old. I mean, god damn. Them young dudes was working. They was putting the work in early. Keep
Yeah,
them man fresh.
if you look at Barack Obama, when Barack Obama started running for office, he was young when he was doing it. He was in his mid-30s. When he got out of that damn office, that man was looking like he was in his 60s. That man, if you go back and look at Barack Obama when he first took the White House, that man had a whole head full of black hair. By the time he left the White House, that man's whole head was gray. He was only there for 8 years. His whole head was gray.
You know, it's funny. The only person that I ever seen that didn't let that job age him was Trump. He's the only one who looked the exact
That
same.
because Trump dyes his hair.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying he didn't look like everybody else. Looked like they was in that office.
And Trump also, like, Trump didn't run the office like normal presidents did in the past.
He
Trump
grabbed it by the
ran the
pussy.
office. Right. Trump ran the office like, man, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Y'all gonna follow it, or y'all just gonna have to go by the wayside. Like, he did what he wanted to do, and he didn't care how nobody thought. Now, daggone George W. Bush tried that. He was just too dumb to do it. He tried to run it like that. That nigga, he was just dumb. I think he might have been the dumbest president we had. That man was just dumb. I was like, and then when you go back and you look at his documentary, you were like, hold up, this dude was a failure. This man flunked out of college and he lost damn near every job he ever had. That man was a failure throughout life. He only got it because of his father.
Yeah. It's just, I guess the thing that's so funny when you hear Uncle Lou talk all this stuff, man, about different things, it's funny how much he does know. Like, that's why it's so important to have our elders around, because, man, these elders, man, they were doing some amazing things, man, compared to now. Now we talking about, like, gender and stupid stuff like that. These dudes were changing the world back in their day, man.
Just like if you think about when you was a kid and you saw how your parents dressed and how they wore their hairstyle and everything, and then it faded out. And when we started wearing our styles, your parents were like, "Man, I used to wear that stuff back in the days when I was a kid." You be like, "You ain't never wear no hairstyle like that." Now, as I'm older, I see the kids are wearing the hairstyles that I used to wear when I was younger. Like, I see the high top fades coming back out and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, I used to rock all that, the braids and all that. I used to rock all that when I was younger. Y'all rocking this stuff. I've been did that. So it's just a cycle that goes over. The fade comes in, then it goes out. Then it comes back in, then it goes out.
What year was this? 10,000 BC or when? Because I mean, I don't know, D
It
Free.
was it was the same year you had got deported back from Mexico. the same year you got deported back to Mexico. I'm still trying to find the daggone authorities that let you back over here.
Hey, I tell you what, the thing that we got now, and I've been watching this because I've been doing this YouTube. There's a lot of people who, like, are bad faith actors, man. It's kind of funny how you can use YouTube to really play mental games, man. But it's getting late, man. I'm gonna let everybody get their last story. I'm gonna get out. I'm about to go to bed. I gotta get up.
Man, it's been a good one. Appreciate you having me up here like we always do, and we'll be back tomorrow. And I catch y'all on the next one. I gotta finish doing it. I got 2 more hours left. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow.
Be safe out there, my man.
All right.
Don't beat no blacks up, free. I know you like to beat the niggas up. Don't beat no blacks up.
Well, as long as they stay in
Especially
their
since you
rooms, they
got
ain't got to
all
worry about
eyes
me.
on you.
As
Got
long as they
all
stay in their
eyes on
rooms,
you.
they ain't got to worry about me. They stay in their room.
What the fudge?
I can see D Free cracking somebody's head with a billy club. I told you, don't run. McLovin, don't run. All right, I'm
Hey,
gone.
my bad. I gonna check out. I got stuff around me. Hold on.
A1.
Okay, yo. Well, for me, I'm gonna say always a pleasure being up on the panel, man. With you fine, distinguishing gentlemen. And I hope that Lord willing, we'll do this again tomorrow.
All right, there we go. You got anything, A1? I think my man A1 disappeared. Oh, okay. All right, A1, do your thing, man. I'll see you soon. Peace.
Yeah.